2026 AFL Premiership season on ABC Sport. On radio, on digital, and ABC Listen.
You take a seat, 'cause it don't get better than this.
There's beautiful sunshine at the MCG for this twilight contest between Essendon and Sydney for the final match of round 23 in the AFL. The Swans can shore up second position and a stint at home with a win, the 18th place Bombers this afternoon. It's a ladder position Dean Cox's side has sat in since round 11 and will give them the best chance of returning to this very venue on the final Saturday in September. Sydney plays at the G today for just the second time this season, having lost to the Hawthorn Footy Club way back in round 2. It's a penultimate match in the season for the Bombers, one that's felt long and futile at times for their fans. So it's those fans who are here today with a small crowd at the MCG looking for some small signs of hope that they can carry into the off-season where a reign under a new coach beckons. My name's Lauren Borden here at the MCG. It's about 13 degrees this afternoon, but a beautiful winter's day for footy. The crowd has slowly come in. It almost looks like there's a lot more Sydney and South Melbourne supporters that have come through the gates than there are Essendon supporters. But they're splattered around the 3 or 4 tiers that we have at the MCG for this final match of round 23, which is a twilight contest as well. To call alongside me is Clint Wheeldon. Clint, I think if we get at least 10% of the match you were here to call last night, I think we'd be happy with that today.
We absolutely would be. I'm really keen to see Sydney go about their business as we close in on finals. And I'm also really excited to see Charlie Curnow. Can he today all but lock down another Coleman medal? He's certainly good enough to kick a bag. I'm not sure if the Bombers have any way of stopping Sydney's ball movement inside forward 50, or indeed if Curnow gets off the chain, have any way of really being able to stop him in this. Look, let's be honest. The Bombers have got nothing to play for here other than pride. Sydney have got a lot to play for in this game as they try to prepare for finals footy. There's a lot of red and white outside as well. My walk from the city, I was stunned. And I mean that with no disrespect. We know South Melbourne is the history of the Swans, but so much red and white. So they know that finals, the Sydney supporters, are just around the corner. And I'm also wondering how Mark McVeigh will be feeling. Big chance of taking over as the senior role of the coach of the Bombers. He's certainly right in contention, currently in Dean Cox's coaching staff. So how would he be feeling today? And I reckon he'll be having a real close look at the men in red and black throughout the afternoon as well.
Exactly. You do wonder what he'll be looking at as he looks at both sides this afternoon. Our ABC Sport experts for this afternoon's match, 323 games for St Kilda, AFL Hall of Famer, St Kilda Hall of Famer, Nathan Burke. Good to see you.
Hello, Loz and Clint. Yes, the word of the day is positivity.
You know what that means, Berkey?
Yeah, I'm going to practice. Here. Look, it's a lovely day. The best stadiums in the world. I get a beautiful view sitting behind you two. Positivity all around.
Yep. I like it. Not a cloud in the sky as we look out from our broadcast position. The floodlights have come on for the twilight match. Sitting alongside Berkey's former number 1 draft pick, Brett Delidio. Welcome to Sunday afternoon.
Oh, thanks, Loz. Where else would you rather be? Well, I could think of a few, Berkey, but we're going to absolutely call the pants off this one. I'm hoping that we can get the Swans just to break a few records. So that's what I'm looking for. I want to see goals. I want to see lots of touches, exciting play. I don't get to see Chad Warner, Isaac Heaney play live too often anymore. So I'm really keen to see them. I'm loving a couple of the Essendon boys wearing the white long sleeve too. You know, I'm a big long sleeve fan. So Jesse Detoli, I reckon, out there, and Wicks maybe, I reckon's wearing the other one. But, yeah, let's see what we can get. Positivity is what we're aiming for, Berkey. Let's see how long it lasts.
You do look around, though, and you do think of who can kick a bag today. So you're looking at Sydney last week when they defeated Port Adelaide by 97 points. Charlie Curnow kicked 5. Lloyd had 3. Papley 3. Warner 3. McDonald 3. Whose day is it out there if things go the way we think they will?
I think Papley's a big MCG player. This ground will suit him. A lot of space down there in the forward line. I think today he could be the one that has a bit of a feast. Yeah,
Logan McDonald's one I'd love to see get into some form for Sydney. I feel like, you know, he plays the second banana a lot to Charlie Curnow, but, you know, for him to cash in, I mean, the Bombers really, what have they got? Reed down there in the back line that can take a Charlie Curnow type. Then can Logan McDonald get off the chain and get some confidence going to the finals? I think that's what I'd be looking for and hoping for if I was Dean Cox.
Is there anything in Sydney coming to the MCG this late in the season? It's their second game at the MCG this year. They've played 3 others at Docklands, but coming in and just sussing out their surroundings, the change rooms, the whole travel as they get nearer to finals, given we know what their record's been in grand finals and things haven't worked for them the last few times they've been here on grand final day. Just they come down here to the MCG and sense how things are?
I think there would be. The fact that the way that they've lost those grand finals significantly, there has to be some form of scars there. And a big win here today, go away feeling really good about the place, good about themselves. I think it's cannot hurt going into the finals.
Yeah, they'd probably hope for a stronger opposition to really have a full dress rehearsal. But, I mean, you can only get your ball movement and game style up and going and make sure that you're dotting every I and crossing every T. You know, the pressure's up. You're not just taking liberties. I think that'll be the key for them and making sure they're a professional outfit today and not just, taking for granted that it's just going to happen. I think that can be the trap you fall into when you're playing a side, lower on the ladder.
So a couple of, 3 outs for Essendon coming into this game. Angus Clark returns from concussion. Harry Jones, Nick Bryan back in. Sam Durham's out with general soreness. Zach Johnson and Hussein Al-Achkar are out for Essendon. And for Sydney, Dane Rampy comes back in, which means he will reach life membership, given he'll have played 300 games of official home and away season games as well as official pre-season matches. And Brodie Grundy is back in after welcoming his first child during the week. Lewis Mullican and Hayden McLean omitted, which means that Dean Cox has opted to keep young Will Green in for his second game, Brodie Grundy as the second ruck. Do you like that option that they've decided to stick with?
I'm not sure I would have brought Brodie Grundy back in just yet. I would have allowed him to have another one. I mean, he's not getting any younger, but does he really need to play this one? I don't know, but it might be for continuity and just for his own form. I mean, they're going to get a week off in a couple of weeks, aren't they? So maybe he does get this one, the next one under his belt, have another week off and be ready to go for finals.
Lauren Borden, Clint Wilden to call the action here at the MCG. Nathan Burke and Brett Delidio, your ABC Sport experts. Down on the boundary for us this afternoon is Marnie Vinyl. Big welcome to you, Marnie.
Thanks, Lauren. Yeah, it's been such a pearler of a day today, but I can feel the sun starting to set. I have brought my puffer jacket down here to use as a bit of a blanket as it gets colder and colder. You did mention that there's a lot of Sydney supporters here, and I do feel like the red and the white is kind of drowning out the red and the black here, but maybe a few more Essendon supporters will filter in. We'll have to wait and see. Andy McGrath did win the coin toss and elected to kick towards the punt road end.
Thanks, Marnie. Appreciate your input at the start of the match. News just coming through as well from the AFL. Jacob Van Rooyen's been offered 3 matches for his high hit on Aliir Elias. That swinging arm was graded careless conduct, severe impact, and high contact. Berkey, right decision? Or
look, it's definitely careless. Severe impact. That's normally reserved for if you do significant damage to a player.
He's been concussed. He's out.
Yeah. Sometimes high's concussed, severe, which is the highest. Severe, we used to sort of reserve that for if there was a broken jaw or something, which put you out more than the concussion protocols.
Yep.
So they've gone high on this one.
It was that swinging arm that was unintentional, but yeah, careless. Careless does sum it up. So that's news coming through from the AFL for Demon Jacob Van Rooyen last night in Melbourne's win against Port Adelaide. Here at the MCG, it's Essendon to take on Sydney, round 23. The Swans can lock up second position with a win against Essendon this afternoon. The Bombers are sitting right down the bottom in 18th position. They've only had a couple of wins this season, but it is a beautiful afternoon to be out here at the MCG and to enjoy this match today as the Bombers come towards the conclusion of their 2026 season. It's Essendon and Sydney at the G. For the first bounce, you're with Clint Wilden.
What can the Bombers offer us? They go toe-to-toe in the middle, and it's Grundy who wins it down against Vicentini, but it's Essendon with the first clearance. Merritt kicks towards centre-half forward. Unwin's out to gather. Gets a hand pass back to Farrow. Will kick it inside forward 50. Juggling. Oh, that's a ripping mark. Had 3 bites at it diving forward and a chance to go back through Sharp and have a shot at goal from about 48 metres out. He'll start about 15 metres in from the boundary, left half forward for the Bombers.
There's a bit of a miscommunication, I reckon, in the midfield there with Grundy to Warner.
Dyson Sharp from 50 doesn't go for goal. He'll set it up to the teeth of goal, and it's marked by Hamling. It's a premiership defender with the Bulldogs. Hands it off to Goulden. Will go long towards left half back. 2-on-2 battle, and Rising his Pryor gets a fist to it. It's shuffled towards the boundary. It's across for a throw-in. The boundary umpire will have it. Right half forward for Essendon. No score. Opening 55 seconds.
It was an interesting set of mounts, wasn't it, Lids?
Yeah.
Grundy hit the ball exactly he wanted to, but all of the Swans mids had gone on the other side of the ground. So let's hope they can get onto a better page.
Grundy gathers it from the throw-in against Vicentini and just tries to soccer it forward. Artemis tries to gather it for Essendon. Ball goes over the boundary line, and we'll have another throw-in right at centre wing, southern side of the MCG. The crowd started to flow in the last half an hour or so, about an hour before the bounce. Looked more like a Sheffield Shield crowd at the MCG, but there's a few more than I expected. 27,000 is what's expected from
What's your tip,
those at
was?
the MCG at the moment.
What's your shout? Let's go nearest the pin.
Less than 27,000 at the moment. I'd go 23.
Yeah.
Lids, what's yours?
I'd say 21.
21. So as Mills takes it in the centre of the MCG, puts the pass in the forward 50 for the Swans. Snap on goal. The opener is to Sydney. And Charlie Curnow starts off his day with one. And we're 2 minutes into the first term. What's ahead for him in this match today? 1 straight 6, the Swans. Essendon yet to score. 2 minutes played. Sydney ahead by 6.
Well, goal from every supporter, I reckon, for Charlie today. He's a chance. I'll tell you what was really good in that was Logan McDonald, just that ability to bring the ball to front. It was just a dump kick in, but his ability to create a contest there, I think he was against Langford. Yeah, he was. So Reed's got Curnow, and it was Logan McDonald who just brings that ball to ground in front. Charlie Curnow front and centre. Easy as you like.
1 inside 50, 1 goal. The Sydney Swans.
Doesn't bode well, does it?
Nope.
Clint?
Not at all. 63 now for the season for him. Ball's back in the centre circles. It's thrown aloft. Vicentini got the fingertips to it this time. Setterfield tries to gather. Vicentini decides just to soccer it forward. Coming out to meet it. A couple of bombers. Not able to take it cleanly. It's been held in here again. Got ourselves a ball up. Running by Daywicks, one of the players. Merritt's in there as well. Grundy looked the palmer down, went straight to Merritt, couldn't take it cleanly. Comes out the side here to Jordan, now to Mills. Not a great hand pass. Merritt was able to intercept. Got in front, the Swans' opponent. Setterfield into the right forward pocket and marked there by Caddy. Now it's at about 48 out from goal. It's a tight angle though. We'll start from right half forward. The kick will have to carry about 50.
Yeah, just a bit of a scrubber kick forward, but Caddy doing the right thing and playing in front of his opponent.
Good sharp hands around the stoppage though, wasn't it? Merritt getting on the end of it, the centre field. His last kick I saw, he flushed.
Here he comes, Nate Caddy. 37-35 for the season. He's put plenty on this. It's not far away. It's actually been kept in play. Massey Miller in the goal square. It came out to Grundy and then to Hamling, who's tackled over the boundary line. It'll be a throw-in right beside the left-hand behind post. Bombers keep it in their forward 50. Can they respond? Sydney lead by a goal. 4 minutes opening term. Ball put back into play. Vicentini once more against Grundy. Grundy, just shrugged him out of the way and then dropped the footy. Farrow's able to pick it up. Hand pass too hot for anyone to take first time. Swans have the numbers and they'll clear through Bice beyond defensive 50. Bounces towards right half back.
Langford punches it away, tries to get them inside 50, but it's cleaned up by Heaney. He can kick it long down the members' wing. It's pushed away by Lloyd, by Boot. He can soccer it forward. It'll be picked up by Campbell, takes it, hand passes it back to Lloyd. Still 60 metres out from goal from Sydney. Hurries away a hand pass to centre half forward. It's pulled in, then hand passed out. And again, it's back to Campbell, who's doing his best with the footy. Hand passes it to Mills, who goes inside 50 again for the Swans, looking for Curnow. Jumping in front of him. In the end is McDonald. He hand passes it away to Curnow, who goes bang from point blank range. And maybe the Swans are looking to fire it across to Curnow at any stage throughout this afternoon, because it's 2 straight 12 the Swans, and both of those goals have come from off the boot of Charlie Curnow. That moves him to 64 for the season.
2 inside 50s, 2 goals for Sydney.
2 straight 12, playing yet to score the Bombers.
And they're probably going to, I reckon they're probably going to around about 50 inside 50s. So could be a fair score by the end of the day. We could be lining
50,
up for
I reckon that's light on for 50. Yeah. I mean, the biggest problem there, Berkey, was there was 2v1 down in the forward line. Zach Reed's having to hedge his bets. He's trying to go to Charlie Curnow. Logan McDonald's all by himself. No one, it's almost an uncontested mark.
And it wasn't a fast play because they mucked the ball up around their half-forward line, so it took a while to get in there. Should have been enough time for the Bombers to get back.
Vicentini won this down and bounced back to Setterfield. Gives it to Merritt. Sweeps a hand pass back. And get it out here. Once again towards the wing. Don't argue. Once again towards Perkins, who goes short, Roberts rather. Moving it on to Vicentini, who marks just forward of the logo for the Bombers. Farrow's free out wide. That's ignored. The kick into the left forward pocket. Grundy floating across. Dropped into the space in front of Wright's lead, and he takes the defensive mark for Sydney. They're 2 straight 12. The Bombers yet to score. 6 gone in the first.
Started well. Brody Grundy's. He chips it to Sam Wicks, who is in one of the long sleeve white jerseys for Sydney. With the red V, he kicks down the wing. Vicentini at the front for the Bombers. Couple of hands to it, can't take the mark. He was knocked in the contest and will get the free kick. Umpire calls play on as Setterfield chips it across to Perkins. Swings around, edge of the square, doesn't really know what to do with it. In the end, hand passes it to Sharp, who then squares the kick to right half forward, where Jackson Pryor will mark. Still in the hands of the Bombers. He spears the pass to Sharp. Still 55 metres out from goal for the Bombers. And Sharp hand passes it back to Pryor, who this time puts plenty on the kick from 55 metres out. He's done it all himself. A huge result. And goals might be hard to come by for the Bombers this afternoon, so why not do it that way? Jackson Pryor gets his first goal for the season. 1 straight 6 Essendon, Sydney 2 straight 12, 7 minutes played in the opening term on ABC Sport.
Well, it's surprising that's his first goal for the season when you can kick the ball that far. It was pretty much off a step from 55 and it sailed over the fence. So well done by the Bombers there. They missed an opportunity to get the ball inside quickly. I think it was Roberts just wanted to do all himself rather than giving the easy handball. But
Perkins,
they didn't panic, maintained possession and gave the ball to a guy who obviously they know can kick the ball that far.
Yeah, he thumped it, didn't he?
Former Lion, former West Perth Falcon. Now on the Bombers, Jackson Pryor. Grundy was able to get it down to Heaney for the Swans. Here's Goulden, throws it on the left boot, will kick up the corridor. It'll land at centre half forward. Umpire spotted a free kick. It's a holding decision going Sydney's way. Campbell will take it. It's an inside forward 50. He wants Curnow, who marks again.
Great kick.
And Curnow plays on immediately, and he snaps his third. Oh, it's going to be a Charlie's day out today. And Curnow thanks his teammates for the delivery for the service. And I just wanted to make the point. 3 inside 50s, 3 goals. 3 straight 18 the Swans, 1 straight 6 the Bombers. Sydney by 12 points, 8.5 gone in the first. This is Sunday footy on ABC Sport.
Yeah, Braden Campbell there. That's what all key forwards are they're looking for. It's not the ball that's kicked up on your head, but he put it into a little pocket just in front of Charlie that he could really get access to. He just really strong 1v1 against Reid. He could just come and extend his arms out and get onto that in front of his chest, in front of his eyes.
We're the rest of the Essendon defenders. As soon as you recognise your man is not dangerous, you've got to get over and help your teammate. And again, it was just a 1 out. He's kicked 3 goals from a total of collective 30 metres.
Grundy taps it down, but Setterfield will row for Essendon. Hand passes it out to Pryor, running along the AFL logo. Puts the kick inside forward 50, looking for Peter Wright. Can't take the mark. Ball spills down, picked up by Mills. He hand passes it to Blakey, who skids the kick outside of 50 to find Heaney. He hand passes it to Mills, who's running through the centre of the MCG, drops the kick, and it's McGrath that marks for Essendon. Hand passes it to Roberts, kicks Essendon to half forward. A couple of bounces before it gets to Wright. Cleverly taps it on to Sharp, who moves it by hands to Kako. Has to head around and find some space to hand pass it backwards to Wright. Backwards to Setterfield, still in the hands of the Bombers as they go again inside forward. 50, popping it into the pocket. There'll be a Bombers mark, and it's Perkins on the end of it.
Yeah, good composure there. It's a clever tap from Peter Wright on the run, wasn't it, to maintain possession there. But Kako could have easily blazed away and put that to the top of the square. But just waited, got it back to Setterfield. And again, Setterfield composed, didn't rush, and just saw Perkins hitting up. You know, it's going to be a tricky shot. He's going around the corner. Got to get good purchase on this one, Berkey.
So Archie Perkins will go to snap it towards goal. It's bending back. He's got it through. Archie Perkins with his first for the afternoon. Essendon have got a couple. 2 straight 12. The Bombers are trailing Sydney 3 straight 18. We played 10 minutes in the opening term. Sunday afternoon footy on ABC Sport. Your experts Brett Delidio and Nathan Burke.
We've got a shootout, Lynch.
We have.
Anticipate this one.
They must have felt our positivity, Berkey, up here, I reckon.
They did. So a total of 9 inside 50s between both teams and 5 goals. So not a lot of great defending going on. But, you know, the Bombers are winning the inside 50 count. So they're probably winning that middle third of the ground, getting the ball in. And what we've seen a few times is they're very reluctant to just bomb the ball, because Sydney defenders love that. Kick the ball high, they'll win that 9 times out of 10. But they're maintaining possession, trying to glow the eyes, hit a lead.
Brian won it down. He gets it, Caldwell. Tackled, lost it. Here's Detoli. Gathered, got a hand pass away against Brian. Still there to be won on the outer side. Warner couldn't do much with it. The Bombers will emerge. Brian again will get a kick away inside forward 50. Leading out Caddy up against McCartan. Tapped into the right forward pocket. Out after it was Charlie. Trying to gather again. Caddy worked it on once more. Great tackle. Swans through Goulden. Wrapped up his opponent in Day Wicks and brought him to ground. And the ball eventually comes across the boundary line for a throw-in deep in the right forward pocket for the Bombers. It has been entertaining. It's like that old theory, you know, the secret. Think positively and good things will happen to you. That's what we thought.
A bit of good karma.
This would be a good game, and we're seeing it so far.
The ball to be tossed it inside forward 54. The Bombers trailing by just 6 points early in this first term. Ball comes down. It's picked up by Rampy, using inclusion into the side today. He's tackled by Day Wicks. And we'll have a ball up in the right forward pocket for Essendon. Umpire wastes no time in tossing it up. Brian takes it, can't get a hand pass out cleanly. Rampy again's there to stop it from going any further. Diving on top of it is Detoli. It's close to the boundary line. It's able to get funneled out. It falls into the hands of Setterfield, who kicks towards the top of the goal square, bashed away. And it's McCartan will take it and clear it as far as possible for the Swans. Comes to a pack forming at half-back for Sydney. It's Lloyd that takes it, hand passes it away towards Jordan. He's tackled, can still get rid of it. Goulden hand passes it to Lloyd. They're moving it quickly through the centre of the MCG now. Hand passes it away to Warner. His hand pass is a turnover. Everyone's fighting for the footy in the centre of the MCG. McGrath picks it up for Essendon. He hand passes it away. Bice taps it for Sydney. It's McGrath who picks it up again for the Bombers and shares it with Redmond.
And Redmond to McGrath, who takes a bounce, tries to run away from Campbell. Kicks Essendon inside forward 50. Wanted Caddy. Good spoil from behind. Hamling punched it away. Scooped up there. Chance to work it forward on. They've turned it over again here. Rampy unable to do much with it. Comes to Day Wicks. Kicks the Bombers back towards full forward over the top of rights. Jordan is back there to mop up. Gives it to McCartan. Kako tries to close him down. McCartan gets the kick away towards right half back. Marking contest out there. No one can take it. Spills out again to Wicks. Kicks the Swans into the middle of the ground. Eventually comes down against the Swans. They'll take the free kick here, the Bombers, and they move it through Perkins towards left half forward. Marks there to Pryor. This is still probably a bit too far out even for him. He's about 80 from goal. He measures the kick onto Caldwell. Kicks inside forward 50 once more. Wright couldn't take the mark against Hamlin. Kako keeps the ball in play, trying to hand pass the Caddy. Follows it up along the boundary line. Eventually it's taken across the line. McCartan in hot pursuit. Throwing about 15 out from the Bombers' goal. And at the moment, Sydney still lead by 6 points. 14 gone in the first.
So ball to be tossed in towards the punt road end of the MCG. Brian just takes it out, tries to get a kick away, falls down to Clark, who can hand pass it as he's falling to the ground. Picked up by Heaney of the Swans. Hand pass to McCartan. He hand passes it across to Bice, who takes a bounce and then has two as he's running outside of defensive 53. Running below the Shane Warne stand, just gets a little kick away. But his kick was affected by that chase, and it falls to Redmond of the Bombers. Can just get a hand pass away. Caldwell will pick it up. Hand passes it to Kundogianis. He's tackled to the turf by Riley Bice and stopped where he is.
Essendon's defence through the middle of the ground has been really good the last 6 to 7 minutes. The Swans are trying to overlap with handball, but the Bombers are shutting them down.
Campbell, quick hands. Oh, Blakey goes bursting through. Hand pass over the top to Detoli in the long sleeve. Spears it inside forward 50. Leading out McDonald. Kicks towards full forward. There's Lloyd. Lloyd decides, no, I'm not going to give it to Charlie. I'm going to kick this myself. Curnow was right there. But instead, Jake Lloyd bangs it through for the Swans' fourth. And I want to make the point again. 4 inside 50s to Sydney, 4 goals, 4 straight 24. They lead by 12 points over the Bombers, 2 straight 12. Essendon, 16 gone in the opening term. This is Sunday Footy on ABC Sport, on ABC Local Radio, Sport Digital, streaming on ABC Listen.
You made that point, didn't you, Berkey, about how good their defence was, but then they just got opened up with the speed of Blakey, his ability to break a line, got over the top to Natoli. And McDonald, I called for it before the game, for him to have a real good presence up there in the forward line. And he's got involved so far. Up to 2 touches already, a couple of score involvements.
There'll be some stats nerd out there that will tell us the record of inside 50s goals.
100% efficiency at the moment as they go again. Will Green dumps it inside forward 50, one bounce, and Lloyd with a clever tap on will put it out in the path of Warner, who just runs after it, can't pick it up.
Oh, it's ruined.
And this time Roberts will exit it out of defensive 50 for the Bombers. It'll be picked up and taken by Heaney again, who puts it into the right forward pocket where Warner marks.
90%.
that was ruined because Papley's a small forward, doesn't know how to handball.
Yeah, exactly right. It's just like, just put it onto Chad Warner's chest and he kicks a goal there, but he forgot, didn't he? It was a bit like KB. Like, what's this thing you're supposed to do with your clenched fist? Great work, though, for Heaney, just to see Warner, who sat forward of the plate, found him in the pocket.
So Chad Warner, about 35 metres out. Tough angle, can slot this one. And after kicking 3 goals last week, he's got his first in the first term, Chad Warner. Sydney out to 5 goals straight 30. Essendon 2 straight 12. 17 minutes played in the first term. Sydney ahead by 18.
Yeah, Warner just tracked the ball out of the middle of the ground. Was given a bad handball by Papley. And decided to, I won't just chase the ball out. I'll sit here because I'm going to back my guys to win the footy and come back to me. And there he was, sitting all by himself, 25 metres out from goal on a pretty acute angle. It was a good shot for goal. So 5 straight to 2 straight. Again, very rare scoreline these days.
The ease of the shots. Yeah, sorry, Clint. The ease of the shots has probably made it so accurate, Berkey, hasn't it?
Brian will win it down. Chance here for the Bombers through Setterfield. Got tackled. The pressure came from Papley. Shoving the hand pass forward again. Bice turned it over. Brian moves it out towards the wing. Now it's in the hands of Merritt for the Bombers. It's a pass forward. Vicentini was swirled behind by McCartan. Play on the call. Picking it up off the ground. Nicely shoveled out here by Roberts. Sydney move it into the centre square. Sweeping hand pass from Heaney was a beauty. Worked it on again towards Papley. Then to Kyle. Kicks long towards full forward. McDonald won it to ground. Back there again under real pressure. He's done so well to move that out of defensive 50. Artemis on the end of it, eventually getting it from Roberts. And he kicks towards right half back. Chance to set up again. This is Unwin. Move it back inside his defensive 50. Another mark here taken by Zach Reid. And he'll share it back to Roberts once more.
And Roberts looks like he wants to move it across the members' wing. He'll set it up for Kondogianis. Can't take the mark. Roberts was pressuring him out of it. Picks it up and keeps it in. Then hand passes it to Totoli, who's running along the right half-back line. Chips it towards Kernay. Can't take the mark. Goes chasing in after it. Steals it back for the advantage of the Swans. Tries to curl this one towards goal. It'll go across the face. It might drop for Cootie. He can't pick it up. He's dispossessed of the footy. And this will be a free kick going the way of the Bombers. So, Unwin wins it for Essendon. Puts it on his left boot and kicks it a fair distance to half-back. Punched away. It'll fall down. It's picked up by Kyle. Spins around and will put Sydney back inside forward 50. It's a shanked kick and Langford easily mops it up for the Bombers and moves it on quickly by using Roberts by hands. Puts it inside the centre of the MCG. Perkins marks is then tackled by Rampy after he played on.
No awareness.
And it's the Sydney moving it through the middle.
Wicks kicks off. Rocket pass. Gave it to Warner. Handed on immediately to Natoli. He snaps around the body. Sydney have another one. They've got 6 now, the Swans. 6 straight 36 to the Bombers. 2 straight 12. We've hit time on in the opening term. Let's go downstairs. Marnie's on the boundary.
The crowd might be a bit small, but they are very lively and they are really enjoying this. Also, I don't know whether you can hear, but it's a bit high pitch. I think there are a lot of kids in the crowd today.
I can't actually hear that, Marnie. It looks like Zach Merritt might have just come off with a blood rule potentially. So he's got a nick on his cheek. not ideal for him. Hopefully it's nothing too bad.
For all those listening and concerned about Carlton choking for the rest of the season, it's 8 minutes to go down there, a quarter in the third quarter. Western Bulldogs versus Carlton at the Docklands, and it's 9-6-60, plays 9-6-60. So, Saints, you're still alive.
Around the grounds with Nathan Burke. There's a full call of that available on ABC. Listen, if you would like to see how the match between Western Bulldogs and Carlton plays out.
What would you go there? You listen, I'll keep you updated.
All right.
Hang in here.
Burke will keep you updated across the afternoon as Papley takes it from the middle, takes a bounce and spears a pass inside forward 50. McDonald can't take the mark, comes to ground. Langford takes it, trying to get the fake hand pass out, and the umpire will cross his arms, wrap things up, and it'll be a ball up 20 metres out from Sydney's goal. Tossed up, Grundy taps it down, goes through the legs of Campbell. Papley comes in to try and affect the contest. Redmond has it, is taken to the turf by Campbell. We'll have another ball up inside forward 50 for the Swans, about 30 metres out. Sydney head by 24 points. 6 goals straight, playing 2 goals straight.
I'm with you, Berkey. There's nowhere you'd rather be than here. It's slapped down by Grundy to Warner. Magnificent from hard up against the boundary in the right forward pocket. He boots through his second.
Class.
Showtime for the Swannies here at the G. 7 straight 42. Essendon a 2 straight 12. 22 gone in the opening term here on Sunday Footy on ABC Sport. Only Vanal's on the boundary.
You're right. Zach Merritt did have a little nick in his right cheek, but he's had it patched up and he's running back on right now.
How good is Chad Warner?
That was special. It's an early crow for the Showtime clean night, but it was a great goal. We got a long time of Showtime here, so I think we're going to see some special play from the Swans, but the ease in which they're doing it. But I think what we're seeing is just a difference in class. You know, kids versus seasoned vets.
Archie Roberts, you've got to get yourself in a position where you see the ball coming and you get goal side of your opponent, and he did neither.
So Sharp tried to get it away for Essendon, but it's Goulden who steals it back for the Swans. Hand passes it to Jordan. His turn to put the ball inside 50. It comes off Reed's head. He couldn't take the mark. Langford again chasing it back. Will put the hand pass out in front of Konjogiannis, who trips over. It was Campbell coming alongside him, but Roberts can pick it up for Essendon and just chip the kick towards Caddy. It goes past him, sitting close to the boundary line. It will go out of bounds for a Lasso free kick, and Goulden will take it for Sydney.
Not sure why Goulden was trying to keep that ball in there. Hang on, we've got a bit of a discussion.
Just in case he got a fingertip to it, I'm guessing, as he went close to the boundary.
Not sure whose leg it touched on the way through.
It's Goulden's.
Did it?
No, it was already out before Goulden touched it.
But who was following Caddy? Nope.
Okay.
Well done, boys.
What is Errol Goulden?
Put me in the arc. It's easy done.
Put me in the arc. Just go a few doors down, Lids. And we'll hear your voice if we get an arc review as Goulden puts the kick inside forward 50. It clears the pack, drops for Grundy, who can hand pass it across to McDonald, who'll chip this one towards goal.
What's he doing?
And he ruins the perfect record we've had so far in the first quarter. The first blemish of today. 7-1, 43 Sydney. Essendon 2 straight 12.
That was an easy one. Should just ran in and kicked a drop punt. What's he doing with the kicking a banana when he's running straight at goals?
On beyond offensive 50, the Bombers. Someone couldn't quite gather. Bice goes back, gathers it and gave it to Goulden from the logo on the commentary wing. A beautiful switch of play. Here's Roberts, has space in front of him for the Swans. Goes on a bit of a run, sends it towards McDonald. Getting in front though, Langford punches it over the boundary line. Throwing about 40 out from Sydney's attacking goal.
I'll double fist up. I've never understood that one. Burke, you wouldn't have double fisted it.
That's an easy mark.
Well, exactly right. Finding the footy's too hard to go and double fisted over the line.
Spun in again. Vicentini won it in front of Grundy. Here's Caldwell moving it on to Roberts. Back again to Unwin, and Langford in the right spot. Just sees it across the boundary line. Thrown around about 70 from Sydney's goal. Sharp stands near Warner. Vicentini's behind Grundy for the throw-in. It's put back into play. Rucks do battle. Vicentini for Essendon. Won it down. Popped the hand pass forward. Wanted Sharp. Goulden though coming the other way. Gathered for the Swans. Kicks back inside forward 50. No mark taken. Umpire spotted a free kick. It'll go the Bombers' way. And they'll take it in the right back pocket through Langford.
He can share it with Reid in the left back pocket. Their coach Dean Solomon watching on from the boundary line in his second last game as interim coach of Essendon. Checks it forward towards Redmond. He had some knee issues earlier on in the season. He waits before putting his kick down the wing. A pack will form. Clark's there for the Bombers. It comes up the back of Perkins' back. And it'll be Mills that recovers it from Sydney. His hand pass a turnover. Sharp takes it. Hand passes to Clark, who kicks Essendon down the wing. And Wright sliding can take the mark in front of the Sydney bench. No one was inside forward 50 for Essendon, so he has to wait for them to stream forward. And then dumps the kick to the top of the 50. It goes over the top of Caddy and the pack, and Wicks is happy to punch it over the boundary line for a stoppage inside forward 50, about 40 metres around from the left behind post. 26 minutes played in this opening term. Sydney ahead by 31 points.
Earlier today, the Giants by 54 over the Eagles. We'll go around the grounds with Nathan Burke for the Dogs and the Blues in just a moment. Here's Grundy taking clean possession inside his defensive 50. Immediately threw it on the boot. It'll bounce towards the commentary wing, getting back there to scoop it up. Oh no, 2 goes at it. Eventually Reid put Redmond under a bit of pressure. Should have been cleaner than that, Reid. Goes right back to Langford, marking it left half back.
Oh no.
All dangerous kick inside forward 50. Oh, goodness me, under real pressure here. Perkins has to try and slap it away. He'll go a second time. Campbell's right with him, the 216s. Slapped it out the back for the Swans. Came again here for Warner, running through, and Warner gets his third. Another goal. Billy Cootie was at the back there and was able to find Warner, who this time made no mistake for Sydney again. 8-1-49 the Swans. The Bombers are 2 straight 12. So we've got showtime. We've now got a few party bags, and the rides are coming if you're in red and white.
Yeah, that was a bit of a mess from the Essendon defenders there.
Easy kicks, Berkey.
Yep.
Langford just lazy on that kick, wasn't he? And put Perkins under pressure.
And even when it hit the ground, you just can't let the ball bobble around in your back line.
Got to find a way to lock it up, don't you?
Yep, got to lock it up, got to cause the ball up at the very least, but Swans managed to keep it alive. They had the plays on the outside as well as the inside, and Warner, right spot, right time, third goal.
What's going on at the Docklands, Berkey?
Yeah, the Carlton have kicked the goal, and 6 points up with about 3 minutes to go in the third.
So, should Carlton lose, that keeps St Kilda and the Giants in play for a spot in the wild card round, as the ball is put inside forward 50 from Sharp, again looking for Wright. There's a free kick on play and you can hear the cheers. And it's Essendon that'll win it, and Peter Wright will have the ball and kick from 45 metres out.
Well, yeah, it wasn't a great kick from Setterfield. Well, it was in front of him. You know, he didn't have great depth on it, did he? But good extension from Peter Wright. For him being so big and long, he needs to be able to fully extend the arms and put the pressure back onto McCartan to make him have a good spoil.
So Peter Wright running across the blue paint of 50, releases the kick, and he has put it through. His goal breaks a streak of 5 consecutive majors the way of Sydney, and the margin cut back to 31 points. The Swans lead 8-1-49 Sydney. Essendon 3 straight 18. 29 minutes played in this opening term. We've had 11 goals, and Sydney are ahead by 31.
Well, these days it's very easy to get a free kick as a key forward, just with a little bit of a chop of an arms, and that's what it was there from McCartan. So well called by the umpire. Just get the ball out of the middle, out in front of Peter Wright. Very rarely is anyone going to be able to jump over the top of him.
Yeah.
Such a huge human, and punch the ball away. It's probably the first kick that they've actually put out in front of him and let him run and jump at it.
Thrown up in the middle. Cincini bounced off Grundy, who then won it down. Heaney was able to work it out to Papley. Shrugged off Merritt's tackle. Goes on a run. Vicentini runs him down, though. Papley didn't know he was coming.
That's a highlight.
Sure is. It's almost twice his size. Cincini wrapped him up, wins the free kick.
Hasn't had a great start to the game, old Tommy. Just trying to do a little bit too much.
Essendon looking to move it forward. Down the outer wing they go.
they've got to use this bloke coming through the middle, because Grundy just goes and parks himself for the long kick down the line. So start using the ruckman on the way through.
Barry to Vicentini, who goes looking for Caddy. That's a long lead up, and he takes the mark between the wing and right half forward for Essendon, kicking to the punt road end in this first term, whatever's left of it. Kick goes looking for Kako. Tatoli floating back. Nice defensive grab. Chance for the
sort of Kako.
Chance, well, good question. Chance to go forward again for the Swans, and there's a free kick for a chop in the arms here on the wing. McDonald has players running by. Goulden looks for one inside and then gets the hand pass, puts it over the top. The kick's got too much on it, bounces away from Jordan. That'll be the lasso rule. Only about 30 centimetres or so the Bombers will have the free kick at left half back. The Swans are 8-1-49. The Bombers are 3 straight 18, 31 gone in the first.
And that's inexperience from Caddy. You've just had Peter Wright get an arm chop and kick a goal, and there's 30 players inside 50, so you kick the ball to Kako.
Grada Pryor, who kicks it outside of defensive 50 to the wing, where Grundy in a pack of 10 clunks the mark, and Peter Wright is staying down as Grundy moves it on to Campbell. Again, he goes very close to the boundary line. Tatoli will mark. 49 metres out from home. Trainers going out to Peter Wright. As Tatoli goes back towards the advertising hoardings. And perhaps will line up for goal himself. Will have to kick from 50 out on a tight angle. Decides to square it up. The right decision. There's McDonald. Standing in the centre of the pack and directly in front of goal. He'll mark and have a set shot right in front.
Yeah, good undisciplined play from young Jesse Tatoli. It was a nice punch, 3-iron kick into that spot. I thought Charlie might have got good access to it, but it just carried him, went over the top to Logan McDonald. He started the game well. He's given off a couple of goals already. He probably should have had one by himself, actually.
Yes. So Logan McDonald surely can't miss this one. Right in front. Eases it through the big sticks. And Sydney's lead is pushed back out to 37 points late in this first term. 9-1-55. Playing Essendon at 3 straight 18. Sunday afternoon footy on ABC Sport. For the thoughts of our experts, down to Marnie Vinyl on the boundary.
Peter Wright is staying out there. He had quite a bit of chat with the trainers. I think it was his right shoulder that's causing him a bit of grief, but he's trying to shake it off and he's staying out there.
Three-quarter time at the Docklands. Western Bulldogs 9-8-62. Carlton 10-7-67.
Early today, Giants by 54 points over the Eagles in Western Sydney. Massive group of Swan supporters at the city end of the ground. And loud today. Grundy wins it away from the middle. Came to Roberts. Now to Goulden. Hand passing forward back to Roberts. Or Blakey too hot for him, but he was able to then gather and tapped it on to Sarong. 55 out from goal. Top of the arc. Kicks towards goal. Curnow had it. Dropped it. Tried to get under it. McGrath got in the way and he's tackled. Has he been locked in here by Heaney? Umpire says board up. I thought he had it as well. Just couldn't hang on to it at the last moment. Still an opportunity though. Grundy wins it down as the siren sounds for quarter time. It's been pretty much all Sydney. They will go to the first change. 9-1-55 to Essendon. 3 straight 18.
So 12 goals in that opening term. 37 points the Swans lead. It was Charlie Curnow who started in a hurry, kicking the first two. He's got 3 in that first term. Chad Warner also has 3. Logan McDonald has a single, and Jake Lloyd all for Sydney. Essendon singles to Archie Perkins, to Peter Wright and to Jackson Pryor, but it is Sydney with a 37-point advantage. And we're only at the first change here at the MCG. A nice afternoon, a nice evening for footy on this August afternoon here at the G. For the fans that have come out today, a lot of Swan supporters coming out to support their side in one of the rare outings that the old South Melbourne Bloods do play in Melbourne. At quarter time, it is those Swans leading by 37 points. Sunday afternoon footy on ABC Sport.
Every community has stories worth sharing. ABC Your Say is your chance to join the conversation. Tell us what's on your mind. Visit abc.net.au/yoursay.
This is the 2026 AFL Premiership season with ABC Sport.
As Mills takes it in the centre of the MCG, puts the pass in the forward 50 for the Swans. Snap on goal. The opener is to Sydney. And Charlie Curnow starts off his day with one. And we're 2 minutes into the first term. What's ahead for him? It's back to Campbell, who's doing his best with the footy. Hand passes it to Mills, who goes inside 50 again for the Swans, looking for Curnow. Jumping in front of him. In the end is McDonald. He hand passes it away to Curnow, who goes bang from point-blank range. Where Jackson Pryor will mark. Still in the hands of the Bombers. He spears the pass to Sharp. Still 55 metres out from goal for the Bombers. And Sharp hand passes it back to Pryor, who this time puts plenty on the kick from 55 metres out. He's done it all himself. A huge result.
It's an inside forward 50. He wants Curnow, who marks again.
Great kick.
And Curnow plays on immediately, and he snaps his third. Oh, it's going to be a Charlie's day out today.
And backwards to Setterfield, still in the hands of the Bombers as they go again inside forward. 50, popping it into the pocket. There'll be a Bombers mark, and it's Perkins on the end of it. So Archie Perkins will go to snap it towards goal. It's bending back. He's got it through.
Wicks kicks off. Rocket pass. Gave it to Warner. Handed on immediately to Detoli. He snaps around the body. Sydney have another one. I'm with you, Vic. There's nowhere you'd rather be than here. It's slapped down. Bike run into Warner. Magnificent from hard up against the boundary in the right forward pocket. He boots through his second.
Class.
Showtime for the Swannies.
The 2026 AFL Gather Round.
On your radio.
ABC Sport Digital and ABC Listen.
It was that Chad Warner goal that was probably the highlight of this first term.
We just gone back inside.
We're back in round 5 in Adelaide.
Ah, yes.
I think Essendon fans would like that if it was retro round. They beat Melbourne.
They had to win their first win. That's exactly right.
Unfortunately for Bombers fans, it's not gather round. We're not at the Adelaide Oval and down by 37 points at quarter time. But we're glass half full here today. Lauren Gordon and Clint Gilden calling the action. Marnie Vinyl's down on the boundary for us. Nathan Burke and Brett Delidio, our ABC Sport experts. Sydney, 9-1-55, leading Essendon 3 straight, 18. Chad Warner and Charlie Curnow each with 3 goals in that opening term. As Berkey went around the grounds for us and told us at three-quarter time, it's Carlton ahead by 5 points against the Western Bulldogs in that match at Docklands. 10-7-67, the Blues leading the Doggies 9-8-62. A full call available of that on ABC Listen, or else you can keep getting the around the grounds from Berkey throughout this match here at the G. And earlier today, the Giants defeated West Coast by 54 points, which also gives them a possibility of playing in the wild card round. But here at the G, Sydney ahead by 37 points at the first change. The thoughts of our experts, Brett Delidio and Nathan Burke.
Well, it's the Swans have had plus 20 possessions.
Yep.
They're 51-62 handballs. So 51 kicks, 62 handballs.
Yep.
Yep, they've mucked it up a couple of times, but you just get the sense that if Essendon just relax, just even 5%, that ability to pressure the ball through the middle of the ground, they're going to cut this game open even more than what they're doing at the moment.
Even more.
Even more. They're going to get more than 9 goals in a quarter, and because just their run, their overlap, and I love watching their halfback flankers. They run to get the third or fourth possession in the chain, not just the first one. Whereas you watch Essendon play, and everybody tries to get the ball off the guy with the ball. So let's just pretend Merritt's got the ball in the middle of the ground. Everyone will run everywhere going, give it to me, give it to me, give it to me. What will happen to the Swans is they'll know where it's going, and they'll all start running for the second one, and then the third one, and the fourth one. It's just that synergy that good teams have. Yeah, and they trust that the ball's not going to get turned over, that the skill will actually end up with the ball going where it needs to go. And it's just really stark watching the two teams, the mindset of them in terms of, I'm going to get it off you, I'm going to get it off the third guy in the chain and create something really special.
I was just watching Spikey McVeigh walk off the ground, and I'm sure if he's sitting up there in the box, he's like, oh gosh, I really want to take over this next year. I'm not sure. It's they've made them look where they are, Essendon, essentially, in terms of near the bottom of the ladder or on the bottom of the ladder. And the Swans, they're at the top for a reason. They're sharp hands. You spoke about Berkey, their ability to open the game up. They've got class everywhere. Gordon's already had 14. I hope he cracks 50 today because he will not stop running. You know, Warner's already kicked 3. Where's Heaney? He'll have to go down the page. He's only had the 6.
Oh.
Come on, Heens. Let's go. He'll sit on someone's head before the end of the day.
Yes.
We've also got Charlie Curnow. He's got 3 already. So, yeah, at the ease in which they've been doing it, no doubt Solly would be saying, let's just up the pressure, boys, if we can.
So Sydney with 9 goals in that opening term, leading Essendon by 37 points. A free kick straight out of the middle in the ruck. Brodie Grundy will win it. Hand pass to Warner. Flicks it back to Grundy. He takes it with one hand and then puts the pass directly inside forward 50 for Tatoli.
I'm not sure how many ruck centre bounces Nick Bryan has taken, but that was ridiculous. He ran straight in and forgot to jump.
Well, they certainly didn't listen to Solly if he said up the pressure because they just walked out of there then, didn't they? Brodie Grundy's lacing them out from the centre square.
Jesse Tatoli throws up the grass as well before running in, releasing the kick from 52 metres out. He's got the distance. It's offline though, and it'll just be one behind for Sydney to start the second term. They're ahead by 38 points, game high, and it's just the early stages of the second term.
So short pass in. Roberts to McGrath. He's on a run. McGrath will kick the Bombers towards the commentary wing. 2-on-2 battle here. Travels over to Pat. And back Hamlin. Getting first to it. Bias couldn't gather though. And then Unwin had it. And Hamlin knocks it and Unwin to ground. And then over for a boundary throwing.
Watch how high this bald guy throws the ball in here.
The boundary umpire?
Yeah. He gives it a good hoik.
Go to new areas, don't we, in these sort of games?
Watch this. He does.
That's very high, isn't it?
Impressive.
Good arc on the football. Underneath it, tried to work it out. Bice had it, got tackled the ground. The Roberts run. Climbs up off the deck and sells another ball up. Ryan against Grundy, who makes it look easy. Won it down to Sarong, immediately threw it on the boot. Kicks forward of the logo. Back there's McGrath, wrapped up by Campbell. McGrath for the Bombers will throw the ball back to the umpire.
Have you ever had to do the umpiring, Berkey, at like a local footy game? Had to toss it in?
No.
When you got to help out? No.
Grundy wins it down. Here's Heaney, gathers and spins. Quick answer that from Nathan Burke. Didn't have to think about it for very long. Merritt trying to get a hand pass away to no one in particular. Eventually it'll be scooped up again here by the Bombers and they move it quickly through Unwin. Short hand pass to Merritt. Sweeps one over the top. Sharp decides not to gather. Looks to soccer it forward. Perkins has it. Tackled immediately. Ripped away from him by Rampy, but not before the umpire had said, I'll ball that up instead, thanks. And it's on centre wing. 2.5 minutes gone in the second term. The Swans have a very handy lead. They're up by 38 points over the Bombers.
Grundy takes it out of the ruck himself. Hand passes it to Warner, who spins around, takes a bounce, running along the AFL logo. Will dab this one to centre half forward. It's Heaney who takes the mark. He got it off Warner, and then he puts it inside forward 50. Running onto it is Billy Cooney, who was standing all alone. And there's another goal to the Swans, and it was all very easy. Sydney's lead out to 44 points in this second quarter. That's 10 goals to 62. Essendon 3 goals straight, 18. 3 minutes played in the second term.
Chad Warner out here on the wing. He just put him in a spin. He just puts him to sleep, doesn't he? And then he's like, actually, I'm going to put the Jets on. Away he goes. Beautiful kick to Isaac Heaney, just getting forward of the play. Heaney just put the brakes on, waited for everything to unfold. Billy Cootie, he was 1v0 inside the forward 50. I'm not sure where the breakdown was there. Can't see. He must have snuck on, hiding behind a sprinkler.
I think he's got cooties and no one wanted to go near him.
And make it worse if you're a Bomber, former Essendon VFL captain. There he is in Swans colours, kicking a goal against you. Restart again. Grundy just monstered Bryans, gathered and then kicked inside forward 50. Petty couldn't take that mark. Trying to work it forward. Curnow going by Campbell. Twice tried to gather, does on the third occasion, and then hand pass back over the boundary line. What are they going to call this? A throw in.
Yeah, popped out, didn't it?
Yeah, he missed rather than the hand pass. Missed the hand pass. It spilled away from him. The question's been asked, though. I don't understand why. No! They are
hang on a second.
the hand pass. Quick, go to the arc.
The umpire called that one.
Oh, goodness me.
Which is
he's just dead set split, Pat. You were right first time.
Yeah.
Archie Roberts has it.
Hit me in the arc.
It was an attempted hand pass at best. Kicks the Bombers towards the wing. No mark taken here. Sharp battling away against Sarong. This is across the boundary line for a throw. Just shy of the Swans interchange gates. Sydney. It's not quite a romp, but it's close. 44 points is the difference over the Bombers. Thrown in right beneath our broadcast position, and the Bombers have given away a free kick as Ryan has just pushed Grundy over. And he'll take it quickly for the Swans.
Almost happened in slow motion as Grundy takes a bounce and then puts it inside forward 50. He put off his kick. Pryor went to mark it, couldn't take the mark, and in the end runs into a wall into Tolley. It'll be a Pryor free kick. Tolley gives him a little shove. No 50. Jackson Pryor with the ball in defensive 50 for Essendon. Kicks their first goal of the day from outside 50 as Caldwell, he moves it on to Caldwell, who hand passes it to Merritt, hand pass to Bryan. He flicks it across to Kondogiannis, right half forward, will put the kick inside, 40-50. Angus Clark drops the mark, can still recover, gets through a few Swans to have a snap at goal and miss. He should have taken the mark, made it harder for himself, and then missed for Essendon's first minor score of the afternoon. 3-1-19 plays Sydney 10-62.
Sydney quickly. Someone's left half back. Roberts to Hamlin, comes down the line. This is Grundy. His options by hand forward. Sarong appealing for it. Kicks straight though into Merritt. Giannis tapped it in the direction of Merritt. Was able to work it on again. Here's Day Wicks in a bit of space at right half forward for the Bombers. Sends it in the direction of Caddy. Fluke couldn't mark. Got two Swans to beat. Breaks the rampy tackle. Elects to hand it off again. Here's right, hard up against the boundary. Centering kick. Oh, Swans got in each other's way here. It was messy. Jordan eventually be able to tap it back to Blakey. And Blakey will go up the corridor waiting for it. Grundy who marks.
Yeah, good hands.
Takes it, then hand passes it away to Riley Bias, who bounces it once, then kicks it towards Cootie. Might have been held on to by Unwin. Can still get the hand pass away. Centre wing. Broadcast side of the ground. Kondogiannis takes it. He's taken to the turf by Matty Roberts, and will have a ball up in front of the Sydney Swans bench. The Swans ahead by 43 points. Berkey, what's happening at Docklands?
Docklands, the Blues have got out to a 12-point lead, 15 minutes to go in the last.
All right, we'll keep a watch on that one. Wild card implications from that match as the ball is tossed up. Byzantini and Grundy in the ruck, and Grundy gets the tap out to find Papley, who has it. Can just get a hand pass away. Campbell drops it, picks it up, and he'll be pinned for dropping the footy. And the Essendon free kick will go the way of Zach Merritt. Sydney ahead by 43. Merritt with the footy.
Oh, turns it over. Blakey able to win it down against Perkins. Then he turns it over. Hand passing to Pryor, racing through the centre circles. Kicks to Caddy, leading out. Marks 49 out from goal. He'll start in line with the right-hand goalpost.
It's the second bad handball I've seen from Blakey, I reckon, Berkey.
My fear is that sometimes when you get too much time, that you don't do the first thing and you try and do something a little bit too special. And Grundy's done it twice down here in front of us. The big fella's had a bounce and then kicked into the man on the mark, and that's Blakey just overdoing it a little bit.
In he comes, Caddy. Not a bad-looking kick. That's a terrific kick and a much-needed one for the Bombers. He delivers when required. Nate Caddy from 50 out, top of the arc, sends it through the big sticks, and the Bombers have got their fourth. 4-1-25 Essendon. Sydney at 10-2-62. The Swans lead cut to 37 points. We've gone 9 minutes into the second term.
Well, it probably just shows, Berkey, that no matter the side you're playing against, you turn the ball over as blatantly as that in the middle of the ground, they're still good enough to cut you up and make you pay. Tommy McCartan won't be overly happy, I reckon, with Nick Blakey defending 1v1 inside a fully open forward 50. Nice little touch kick from Jackson Pryor. One of Corby's top 5 Essendon players, would you believe?
Good news for the Saints. The Dogs have kicked the last two quickly from Riley West and Bailey Williams.
Jackson Pryor, yeah, 100%.
All square at the Docklands.
It's got to be the WA connection.
It has to be.
Has to be.
Had me confused as well.
So in the middle, it's Merritt that takes it. Hand passes it towards Byzantini. It's turned over, and Papley will win it back for the Swans. Hand pass to Bice. He puts the kick out wide, and it'll be marked by Cootie. Just forward of centre wing. Chips it inboard, and Goulden marks right on the AFL logo. Jackson Pryor on the mark. Goulden goes right and then decides to go left and pop it on his left boot. And he finds Blakey, who marks 52 metres out from goal, pops this one into the left forward pocket. Heaney will mark. And it was Redmond that slipped over and had no chance of getting that.
Angus Clark, if you're standing on the mark and Blakey's got the ball, he's probably going to do something unusual. So you can't just stand there and switch off.
So Isaac Heaney will go for the snap from the left boundary line. He lines up the goal and his kick is off to the near side. A minor score for Heaney and for the Swans. The margin 38 points, 10 minutes played in the second term. Sunday afternoon footy on ABC Sport.
Oh, we're a chance of the convoy with the Swans. They're 10-3-64. Well, 10-4-64, of course. We're right there. It's that sort of day when we look for these sorts of things. Games we play in the West after watching West Coast barely win a game for
You've had some experience?
Can you explain that to me? I don't know what you're talking about.
What's a big 10-4?
Oh.
Convoy.
Oh,
right.
I was being polite as well.
No, a couple of you guys haven't picked that up.
Is that what gets you excited over there in the West? Is
It certainly hasn't been the Eagles' form in the last 4 years. You talk about this game, Lids. Kicks inside forward 50 and a big mark. Peter Wright, what a grab from the right half forward position. It was sent in by Setterfield and Wright takes a massive mark.
Yeah, it was a nice kick from Setterfield, wasn't it? Just that ability to put in a little pocket of space to allow Peter Wright full access to it. And as you said earlier, Berkey, I reckon that when he gets to extend and really launch the footy, very hard to stop.
Here comes Wright. Going to give the Bombers their 5th goal. And he puts it through for his 2nd. There's a bit of life for those in the red and black. Sydney's lead's cut to 32 points at the 11-minute mark of this second term. They're 10-3-63. The Bombers are 5-1-31. This is Sunday footy on ABC Sport. Now, as I was mentioning before, you were not overly thrilled about this game coming out here. Imagine for 3 seasons, every second week, knowing exactly what you were going to get.
Well, it makes it hard, doesn't it? But, I mean, if you're looking for scores and things to get excited by, the Convoys won.
There were plenty of scores.
Yeah, just not for the Eagles, the blue and yellow team.
They're much better, though, this year. I will give them that.
Yeah.
They're competitive again.
Scores level over there at the Docklands as well.
Ooh.
12 minutes to go in the last. It's just taken over from Berkey. Sorry.
I did say that, but you guys weren't listening.
There's going to be a demarcation.
Riley West, Bailey Williams, kick 2.
There you go.
Thanks, Berkey. So back in the middle at Setterfield, he hand passes it to Merritt, who hand passes it to his opposition right in front of him. Then Sarong picks up the footy. He's dispossessed of it. Still it'll stay in the hands of the Swans as Jordan goes in to try and dig it off the turf of the MCG. He's tackled by Pryor, and the umpire will come in and ball it up at centre wing. So Sydney 97-point winners against Port Adelaide last week. We've got North Melbourne coming up next week at the SCG as Essendon wins a free kick and they want to move it forward via Setterfield, who plays on, kicks it towards right. It's off hands and it'll be a boundary throwing about 51 metres out from Essendon's goal. 32 points the Swans lead. 12 and a half minutes played in the second term on ABC Sport.
Good spoil from Hamlin. It's been nice to see him work his way back into the Swans side. Spinning it back into play. Here's a youngster for the Swans in green involved. They can win it down. Sarong gets away to Heaney. Oh, just races past Kako. Left him in his wake. Sweeps the hand pass into the middle of the ground. Oh, Wicks lost it. Really should have been able to gather. Daywicks over the top. Got it for the Bombers. Gave it back to Kako. So Wicks and a Daywicks involved. Here's a chance to go out wide from Roberts. And then free kick's going the way of Reid here. He'll take it quickly. Sends it to McGrath. Marks against the opposite number 1 in Warner. McGrath for the Bombers into the left forward pocket. 2-on-2 battle. Wright won it to ground. Trying to work his way through as Daywicks couldn't quite gather it. Gordon could. Handed it away to Rampy and then to Kyle. And a short pass is a nice one to Wicks in the long sleeves.
He moves it on and uses the southern wing. Can hit up Goulden, who takes a bounce and then will pop his kick forward, looking for Heaney. Setterfield was there but couldn't take the mark, which means Papley could pick it up, hand pass it to Blakey. He'll pop it inside forward. 50, a juggling mark will be taken by Charlie Curnow.
Setterfield did all the hard defensive running and then went for the ball one-handed. For some reason, should have been an easy intercept mark, and the ball goes back down the other end.
Just a bit lax, wasn't he, Berkey?
Yep. So Peter Wright's coming off here, having a chat with the runner. Let's hope it's not an injured reason.
Did have that shoulder injury, as Marnie said, in the first quarter, so we'll keep a watch on Peter Wright as he goes off. And as Charlie Curnow lines up for goal number 4 this afternoon. A tougher than 45-degree angle. He'll kick from 45 metres out. Charlie Curnow lines this one up. It's offline for the moment. It leaves his boot. Just a minor score for Charlie.
What have we got?
What's the score, Clint?
It's a big 10-4. 10-4-64. The Swans, they arrive with the convoy right on time. Bombers are 5-1-31. Let's head downstairs. Marnie Vinyl, make something sensible for us down there.
Peter Wright has just sat on the bench and just talking to his teammates. He's not even talking to any physios or doctors, so hopefully he just needed a break.
Or he's just been rude to the physios, perhaps. Stay away from me. I want to go back out there. I'm fine. Leave me alone.
He's confirming he is Peter Wright and not Peter Wright.
He saw the trucks coming too, Clint, maybe.
He did.
Yeah.
Actually, there are a couple of big trucks in the form of McCartan and Hamling with him a few moments ago. Bryan wins it down from the restart, taps it into play. Jatoli's there immediately to Blake. He couldn't get away from Kako, was able to get a hand pass away. It went to Jordan, then to Goulden. He got wrapped up in a tackle. Well done. Comes to Setterfield now. Artemis was the tackler. Bombers have it at right half forward. Kako steps inside one, hands it off to Pryor. Great smother by the young man in green. Would have been going inside 50 otherwise. Kako got it back, had it a second time. Came to Vicentini. Now a chance through Bryan. Inside forward 50. Big pack up. Free kick. Is it high? Yes. The Bombers will be able to have a shot at goal. He's not a tall man at all. And giving away the free. A chance to come back here and have a shot at goal through Unwin.
You got 50.
Yeah, fair enough, too. Look, you're going to win the game. You might as well tell the umpire he made a mistake.
You're not allowed to point to the scoreboard.
That's what Callum Mills did too. Having a look, saying, oh, look at that. And the umpire said, oh, thanks very much for the advice. I will bring Unwin towards the top of the goal square. He'll run in and he'll kick it through. And that is his first of the year, just the second of his career, Reece Unwin. And the Bombers, all of a sudden, they've cut the Swans' lead to 27 points. 10-4-64, the Swans. The Bombers are 6-1-37. They've kicked the past 3 now, Essendon.
Yeah, I thought that the umpire said, or the AFL said at the start of the year, that if you try and draw that high contact, which is exactly what Unwin did there, he lowered the knees, pushed the arm up, that was going to be just called, that's your prior opportunity. Now, maybe because he has dropped, he didn't quite put the arm up, and I think Mills was maybe just a little bit too overzealous. But then you're not allowed to point to the scoreboard. Come with me, son. We'll go down to the goal line.
Yep.
Let's check in with Marnie Vinyl on the boundary.
That cut on Zach Merritt's right cheek is going to give him grief all day, I fear. He's had to come off to get it repatched up, and it's just bleeding.
Warner comes running in, puts the kick inside, forward 50. Heaney takes the mark, has to stop. But it's his turn to have a set shot inside forward 50 for the Swans.
See that kick?
It was a chip and charge.
Yeah, it was great.
So Heaney was actually level with Warner when he kicked the football, kicked it, lobbed it in the air off the outside of his boot and let Heaney run onto it.
That's just two midfield mates looking after each other right there, wasn't it?
Yep.
So for the reply within a minute to the Bombers' goal down the other end, Isaac Heaney, slight angle to the right, 40 metres out from goal. Lax at the moment, it leaves his boot. And Heaney celebrates his first for the afternoon. And Sydney cuts that string of 3 consecutive Essendon goals. 11-4-70, the Swans, 6-1-37, the Bombers. That's 33 points the Swans lead. 18 minutes played in the second term.
7 minutes to go at the Docklands. 11-10-76 Western Bulldogs. 11-9-75 the Blues. 1 point lead to the Doggies.
Ooh. That was elite from Chad Warner, just said. Wins the centre clearance, running full tilt towards goal. Most players would just pin the ears back and set sail from 55, 60 metres. Just chips it up and allows his mate, Isaac Heaney, just to get onto the end of that. That's one of the better goal assists you'll see this year.
And he knows that Heaney's going to keep running. He's not going to drop out of the play.
Yep.
Green wins it down against Bryan. Warner got harassed out of it. Nicely worked then. Comes again to Bryan. Kicks towards right half forward. No mark taken. Clark was there, and then it's socket away. Is that going to be a lasso rule? Yes, it is. And the Bombers will take it at right half forward. Rondo Giannis has it. Takes a couple of steps inboard and will send it inside forward 50 for Essendon. Big fly, Caddy got hands to it, couldn't mark. Kyle at the back was able to gather. Hand pass for Warner, has to bend over to pick it up. Kako was encroaching, instead was able to work it out to Goulden. Kicks the Swans towards right half back. Race on here, Redden gets towards the boundary line alongside him with Lloyd. Free kick's been spotted.
Lasso.
It's the lasso rule again. Redmond will have it. Another Shane Warne stand. Gets the run inboard. Looking for Perkins, coming back Hamlin. Got a touch on it, couldn't mark. Unwin got it, trying to get a hand pass away, but under pressure. It's across the boundary line for a throw-in, about 30 out from the Bombers' attacking goal. Essendon at the moment have cut Sydney's lead to 33 points into time on in the second term.
Essendon kicking towards the city end in the second term at the MCG. Ball's tossed in. Brian just taps it out in front of him. Chasing after it is Wicks. He's being held onto by Sharp as well, and it's a deliberate tap out. An Essendon free kick.
He kicked it off the ground, straight towards the boundary, so not a bad call.
Dyson Sharp will have it for Essendon from the boundary. He'll pop it to the hot spot, the top of the goal square, through a pack of hands, and Bice is at the back to pick it up for Sydney. Hand pass it to Goulden, right back pocket. He'll clear the kick outside of defensive 50, send it down the southern wing. Curnow went up, couldn't take the mark, spills to ground. Heaney's there to collect. Hand pass it to Lloyd. And he can hand pass it to Warner, very close to the boundary line. Warner just goes for a run himself, went past Redmond, took a bounce. Hand passes it to Matty Roberts, who puts it on his left boot. Long kick into the right forward pocket, clears the pack. A couple of Bombers chasing after this one. It's Andy McGrath who'll pick it up, take a bounce as he's running through the goal square, and then pop the kick out to Visentini to release some pressure for Essendon. Sydney ahead by 33, 21 minutes played in the second.
Nice pass. McGrath to Visentini. He'll come out to the wing. He will in the direction of Caddy. 230s do battle. Caddy off his fingertips against McCartan. It's through the interchange gates of the Bombers and over for a boundary throw-in.
How good was that step of Warner out there on the outer side?
It was almost the David Campese goose step.
Yeah, it was.
Sort of slowed down, sucked in the defender, and off he went.
Yep.
So the Doggies out by 6 points, 5 minutes to go at the Docklands.
Does have the afterburners when required, Warner. Brian, front position. Green probably more telling tap at the bat. Spills down here for Sydney. Goulden sweeping hand pass forward. Bice ran past it. Able to do much with it on that occasion. Scooped up though by Artemis. Moves it forward towards right half forward. Sydney had the numbers through Goulden, but he hand pass went straight to the Bombers, and now Setterfielders with it. He'll steer it inside forward 50, and a diving mark taken by McCartan. Caddy had turned and was going closer towards goal. McCartan stayed, and that's where the kick went. He goes all the way back to full back, where he's able to find McDonald back there. And it's again to McCartan. We normally expect to see Logan McDonald. McCartan goes short once more. Junior here for Bice. Sees Rampy in space, left back pocket, and then we'll go to Hamling. He'll mark at left half back. Swans lead is 33 points, 23 gone in this second term. They're 11-4 to 6-1 the Bombers.
Just moving the ball slowly. Hamling then puts it long down the wing, and will be an intercept mark taken by Jones of Essendon. Chips it backwards to McGrath. Marks it right half back and wants to run. Just hacks this kick off his boot, looking for Redmond, who will have some space to gather as he jogs inside defensive 50 to pick it up, and then jogs back out and chips it forward ahead of him to Roberts. Will then share it back with Redmond. Holding on to it, southern side of the MCG. Redmond goes for a run and will kick all the way to left half forward. Clark was there, couldn't take the mark. Caddy gathers. Hand passes it away towards Roberts, who can't pick it up cleanly. Spills out, and it's picked up and moved away by the Swans here as it falls in the hands of Campbell. Centre wing, outer side of the ground, puts the pass to the top of the 50. It's a shallow entry. Curnow in a 2-on-1. Neither of them win out. Langford goes chasing after the footy, gets shoved off the ball by Warner, who did well. Hand passes it away, but Redmond's there to collect for the Bombers. A little chip kick out will find Farrow, and he'll hold on to the ball for Essendon at half-back.
Light starting to take full effect here. Temperature has dropped as well as the sun sets. It's Farrow for the Bombers down the outer side. That's almost a great mark going up Perkins. Couldn't quite gather it. Merritt at the drop. Hands it to Unwin. Back to Merritt. Bombers are away. Down the Shane Warne wing. The kick is inside forward 50. They want Clark. Punch at the back came from McCartan. That is a great spoil. Sent it beyond the defensive 50. It'll be throwing it left half forward now for Essendon.
Is he All-Australian this year, McCartan, you reckon? Has he done enough?
Don't know.
Yeah.
It's hard.
Conversation for half time, maybe.
Hard with defenders. All square at the Docklands. Blues got a cheap goal and just under 3 minutes to go.
Ryan's able to gather, kick inside forward 50. Mills dropped it, coming through Unwin, gathered it. Mills tackles him. Ball up inside, attacking 50 for the Bombers.
Second draw in the round. Rick Berkey.
Ooh.
Be a chance?
Oh, that'd be enough for the Blues.
It would be. Throwing up again, gathering it out of all of that and having a shot at goal. Caldwell. He's missed, though, to the left-hand side. Minor score to Essendon. 6-1-37 now. Sydney are 11-4-70. The Swans lead cut to 32 points. 26 minutes gone in the second term. Just repeating earlier, of course, the Giants by 54 over the Eagles.
The Swans bring it back into play, and Goulden takes a bounce in the left back pocket. Hand pass to McCartan. He shares it back with Goulden, who kicks down the wing. Redmond will be able to gather it for the Bombers. He's happy to take the tackle from Papley.
On slow plays coming out of the Swans' defence, the Bombers have gone to a pretty much a man-on-man defence, which has slowed down the Swans a fair bit.
Kondogiannis puts it inside forward 50 for Essendon. There's just Sydney numbers that swarm around the footy. McCartan takes it, hand passes it to Warner. Has to hand pass it away as he's being tackled. Goulden picks it up and flares it out wide. Brodie Grundy will mark. Left half back for Sydney, imploring his side to relax a little and slow things down. 26 minutes played in the second term. Sydney have a 32-point lead. He puts it down the wing. Tweedy was at the back. Spills to where Jones can take it. He hand passes it away. And Kondogiannis walks it over the line. Insufficient intent. Free kick going the way of the Swans. And Cullen Mills will take it. Centre wing, Sydney ahead by 32.
Errol's had it 25 times already.
Mills' kick is down the line over the head of Blakey. Setterfield will get back there first for the Bombers. Here's a chance for Reid to move it forward. Going up again, Mills brought it to ground. Kako just soccers it forward for Essendon. Wright couldn't gather. Sarong does. He was monstered, not tackled. Spilled out and they'll take holding the ball and the advantage. It came to Merritt. Now to Day Wicks. Has to backtrack. He's at right half forward. Hand pass for Kako. Has to leap up into the air to gather. Throws it on the boots and sends it inside forward 50. Now those go down. Caddy and Hamling. And Caddy's been given the free kick. Grundy had taken the mark, but the umpire has spotted a free in that, which will allow Caddy to have a shot at goal from about 35 metres out. It's a 45-degree angle to the right. What did you make of the call?
Not sure. I feel like Nate Caddy knew that if he went to ground there, it looks like he's been blocked out of it. But it wasn't a lot of contact in there. But McCartan just needed to go back towards the footy and it would have been fine.
Head downstairs straight after this kick. Here's Nate Caddy looking for his second from 30 out. Doesn't miss. Caddy with 2. And the Bombers are clawing their way back inch by inch into this game. Sydney's lead is now 26 points. 11-4-70. Essendon to 7-2-44. Marnie Vinyl is on the boundary. Marnie.
They've been hit. Essendon have been hit with the blood rule again. This time it's Archie Perkins who had to head down straight to the rooms. They weren't able to patch up what looked like his left eye or eyebrow, so he's had to go down there.
Only a minute to go at the Docklands, 82 each. The Blues are just hanging onto the footy. They know 2 points is good enough. Interesting call for the umpire. Ed Richards was called for running too far. And the ball was called back.
Oh dear.
Was it? Was it too far, Berkey?
Close. They're always close. But you'd rather the umpire didn't insert himself into the game.
They always seem to happen in the last minute of games, though, as Merritt takes it for Essendon inside forward 50. He sends it right, flies. Doesn't take the mark. Ball spills down. Setterfield wins it. Hand pass to Day Wicks. Hand passes it across to Unwin, who'll have a set shot at goal for the Bombers. Sneaks it in. He's got to. And what a way to get his second. Had a shot from long distance, and we'll have a score review, but it looked like it crossed the line. He's celebrating.
Got a great purchase on it, didn't he? Umpire's call is touched. Looks it, doesn't it?
Might have been touched on the line. Yeah.
Back of the goal line. Decision on the scoreboard.
There was more in that push from Caddy on McCartan there than there was McCartan on Caddy for the set shot earlier, but that's okay. You're allowed to do whatever you like on the goal line.
Full time there at the Docklands, 12-10-82. Plays 12-10-82. Umpire controversial free kick again against the Western Bulldogs.
Wow.
Second draw of the round.
Second draw, so that means the Blues will definitely play in the wild card. So amazing effort considering where they started. And the Saints off to 2027.
So no games of finals consequence in the final round. Even with the wild card. Down to Caddy in the right forward pocket. He throws the boot at it and misses to the right-hand side. Another minor score. They're peppering away here, Essendon. Sydney's lead cut again down to 24 points. 30 minutes gone in the second. 11-4 plays 7-4. Sydney over the Bombers.
Tune in Thursday night. We will make a game of it somehow. Suns v Saints down there at Docklands Lodge. Don't worry about that. We'll look at the score, 10-4. We're looking at that.
We could be getting a convoy. Don't worry about that.
We'll be coming up with some statistics and number variations across the week. As Sydney work the footy to half forward. It's one back by Unwin, who hand passes it to Sharp, chips it across to Setterfield. Back at centre wing for Essendon. It's 24 points Sydney's lead after it did get out by 44 points 3 minutes into this term. Setterfield will pop it up. Shallow entry inside forward 50. Right a couple of hands to it. Can't take the mark. Sharp on hands and knees. Picks it up. Hand passes it to Brian, who curls it into the right forward pocket. Caddy and McCartan make a contest of it. Spills out of bounds and the ball will be thrown in next to the right behind post. At Sydney head by 24 late stages of this second term.
Swans did lead by 44 points early in this term. So the Bombers have fought back, making a genuine game of it. They sneak another goal in before half-time. Thrown in. Grundy got away from Bryant, punched it down. Merritt should get there first. Slides to ground, got a hand pass out the side. Came again to Condo Giannis, and then the Kako as the siren sounds. So that's where we do stop ahead of the main break. Sydney with a 24-point lead, 11-4-70. To the Bombers, 7-4-46. So a 37-point lead to the Swans at quarter time, and then out to a 44-point lead at the 3rd minute mark of the second. It's now 24 points at half time.
So Essendon win the second term here at the MCG, which is a positive for the Bombers coming into this match, and the goal kickers in this match so far in terms of Essendon, the home side. Nate Caddy has 2. Peter Wright has 2, Archie Perkins with 1, Jackson Pryor with 1, and Reece Unwin with 1 as well for the Bombers. Well, for Sydney, it's 3 to Charlie Curnow, 3 to Chad Warner, Isaac Heaney, Detoli, McDonald, Cootie and Lloyd, all with singles as well for Sydney as they lead by 24 points. And just repeating as well, Western Bulldogs and Carlton have finished up a draw at Docklands. So the second draw of the weekend after Hawthorn and Collingwood here last night. But it does mean that the Blues will make finals and play in the wildcard under Josh Fraser. Here at the MCG, though, Sydney Swans ahead by 24 points. The thoughts of Nathan Burke and Brett Delidio on the opening half.
Well, it was a better quarter, wasn't it, from the Bombers? It all started at clearances. You know, they up 6 in that quarter. I thought Setterfield was great. He gave them some real drive out of the clearances, but also, you know, partly doing a bit of a run with job and trying to quell, you know, some of the premier Swans midfielders. Merritt had it 13 times in that quarter as well to try and give them a bit of drive, but ultimately they won the clearance, Burke, and they out-tackled as well. So, I think, I know the very first centre bounce was basically the Swans going on their merry way from the first quarter, but other than that, they did really well to clog it up and stop the Swans just being able to get their handball game up and going. You know, they're back in it a little bit, you would say, but I think I'd prefer it to be a bit more of a landslide, a bit more enjoyable rather than just a slow, dour game, you know, as a spectator of this one. But, you know, maybe it'll get close.
I think the Bombers have found a way. Can they continue that way? And that way is the first quarter, the Swans had more handballs than kicks. The second quarter, it was 49 kicks and 40 handballs, so they stopped them having that overlap run. And I think what happened was their defence, instead of playing a zone which creates holes for players to run into, they went to more of a one-on-one style defence. And so when the Swans got the ball in their back line, all they could really do was to try and chip the ball around. They couldn't actually get it to an attacking spot and then use their hands and link up through the middle of the ground. So that one-on-one, just shutting down that leg rope to a degree, really helped them. Also winning the clearances, getting the first use, getting the ball going their way. They lost clearances in the first quarter 14-8. They won that quarter 13-7. So managed to turn that around, which is really, really good. Inside 50, 16-9 in favour of the Bombers as well. So all credit to Solomon and the coaching staff and the players who had to go out and do it, shut down what Sydney were doing. The key is, can they now do it for another quarter and then another quarter after that? Because you just get the sense that if they lapse on that in any way, shape or form, and the Swans do get their handball game running, well, then there'll be another 9-goal quarter just around the quarter.
Did you see anything in their defence? So Zach Reid obviously was on Charlie Curnow in that first quarter.
No. I think it was more Sydney errors that brought Essendon back into that game. Yeah, they stood in the right spots, I get it, but ultimately, like Nick Blakey so far, I've hardly seen him, being able to break open the game. Everything he's touched has turned to poo, and he hasn't really been able to open the game up. He's handballed to the opposition. Errol Goulden, he's been a class above. Chad Warner, I think. Isaac Heaney slowly inserting himself into the game, but I don't think it was really structurally. Yeah, they tried a little bit harder. They put a little bit more pressure on, but ultimately I think it's Sydney probably taking the foot off a little bit and going to preservation mode more than anything else.
Yeah, sometimes time is not what you want as a footballer because you start to think.
There's too many options.
You start to second guess yourself. It's a bit like facing a fast bowler. You've only got one thought and you go bang. When you've got a spinner coming in, there might be 2 or 3 thoughts on the way down. So same when you've got the ball in your hands. If you've got too much time, you ignore the first one and look for that. I can do something a little bit more special with it. And I think the Sydney players fell into that trap.
And so then, like you mentioned, so Errol Goulden is the top disposal getter on the ground at the moment. He's got 25 across the first half. Brodie Grundy's was probably more integral in the game in the first quarter, but has had 17 across today.
Had 7 in the first 5 minutes of that second quarter, but then didn't seem for a long period.
His kicking efficiency's down at 56%, and probably take another 10% off that by having a bounce. Something a ruckman.
You remember these things, Berkey? It was 25 minutes ago that he had a bounce. Will Setterfield with 18 for the Bombers. Zach Merritt with 18 as well. What does Dean Solomon say to this team at halftime? He hasn't got long left with them. There's not long left in the season. What does he have to give to them right now for this second half?
For me, you've got to implore them to play a team game, and the benefit of playing as a team and sacrificing for your teammates out there, doing the unselfish things. He's not going to increase skill level. He's not going to increase how strong they are and how fast they can run. But if he can get into them a semblance of, I'll sacrifice a possession or a touch of the footy for a teammate in a better spot than me, because that's what good sides do. And if he can get that mentality into this group, well, then he's going to hand it over to somebody, most likely, with that. And that person can then come in and work on decision making and how we're going to move the ball and all that sort of stuff, and not have to worry about that team concept. So that's what I'd be harping on if I'm the coach, because you're not going to get them to be more skillful or anything like that. But if they can get the semblance of how important it is to play your role for the team and do the team things, well, then that'll be a big win.
So as we mentioned during the call, Mark McVeigh, one of those in the coaching race for Essendon, is here. It's part of the Sydney Swans assistant. So he's watching on today, but from the Sydney coaching box. That is Sydney ahead at halftime by 24 points. They're up by 37 points at quarter time and did get up by as much as 44 early in that second term. But currently it's 24 points at halftime. Earlier today, the Giants defeated West Coast by 54 points, which gave them a slim chance of wildcard hopes, depending on the result of Western Bulldogs and Carlton. But that is a draw at Docklands, which means the Blues will play in the wildcard round in a couple of weeks' time. At halftime, it is Sydney ahead by 24 points. The second half at the MCG to come your way in just a moment. But first, we'll head and get the latest from the ABC newsroom.
Hello, this is ABC News with David Rowlands. New South Wales is becoming the first jurisdiction to agree on a gun buyback scheme with the federal government, with around 50,000 licence holders expected to be eligible for compensation when it begins on November the 2nd. Nandini Deer has the details.
Gun owners will be compensated up to $1,000 for each firearm they surrender above the new legal limit under Phase 1 of the buyback scheme. Premier Chris Minns says he's prepared for reforms to become an election issue.
So it is on the ballot whether we want it or not, but this is too important for New South Wales.
Shooters Union Australia President Graham Park says the compensation being offered isn't enough.
I think there's going to be a massive flood of firearms changing hands, moving around.
New South Wales opposition leader Kelly Sloan says the state government rushed the legislation and ignored the concerns of licence holders, farmers and relevant business owners.
The federal government has confirmed it has slowed down the processing of new working holiday visas. The visas allow travellers to extend their stay in Australia by working in regional or remote areas. The government is working through a broad suite of changes to migration policy aimed at lowering the number of people entering Australia. Home Affairs Minister Tony Burke says that work is still underway, but this change is being made now.
At the moment, the processing of working holiday visas they're still being processed, but they are being processed more slowly than they were previously.
One Nation leader Pauline Hanson says rules around early access to superannuation should be significantly relaxed. Early access to superannuation is currently tightly restricted to compassionate and hardship circumstances. Hanson says those rules should change dramatically.
Let people use their money to help them now in a state of crisis. Some people who need these operations can't get access to their superannuation to have that done. Superannuation should be lightened up a bit so people can utilise this money in times of crisis. It is their money.
An underworld killer who once told a court he should never be released is now fighting to gain freedom, almost 40 years after being arrested over 4 murders in 2 states. Alistair Farquhar McRae shot and killed Rosa and Carmelo Marafoti in July of 1985. He'd driven to their Woodville home north of Adelaide after killing their son Dominic at his property near Mildura in Victoria. 6 months earlier, McRae killed another man over a bogus $10,000 cannabis deal. McRae was granted parole earlier this year, but that decision is now on hold while it's reviewed by South Australia's Parole Review Commissioner. CQ University criminologist Santhi Weston says McRae is one of the country's most violent criminals.
There's certainly a lot of serious and violent crimes in his past which he's been found guilty of, and he would rate as one of the most violent offenders I think Australia has currently seen.
Tropical storm Lala is now approaching the southern islands of Hawaii, bringing strong winds and heavy rain after strengthening to a Category 1 hurricane. It's expected to approach the Big Island in the coming hours and may also impact the islands of Maui and Oahu. If Lala makes landfall in Hawaii, it'll be the first hurricane to hit the state in decades. And if it strikes the Big Island, it would be the first direct hit there from a hurricane in 155 years. The stars of Australian television are continuing to arrive for the 66th TV Week Logie Awards in Sydney. Tamsin Buckle is there.
We've spotted several of the Gold Logie nominees dazzling the red carpet here at the Star in Sydney. That includes comedian Julia Morris, chef and TV presenter Po Ling Yao, and the ABC's Lisa Miller, who is fittingly dressed in a gold gown. They're all competing for the gold, with tonight's host, conservationist and media personality Robert Irwin. Others to grace the carpet include comedian and composer Tim Minchin, hard quiz host Tom Gleeson, and Love on the Spectrum's Michael Theo. There's just a few hours left for the public to cast their votes as all the stars here start to move inside for the ceremony.
And Bangladesh has chased down 57 runs for a landmark 9-wicket victory over Australia in the first cricket test in Darwin to complete a historic upset within 4 days. Momin al-Haq cut Bo Webster to the fence for the winning runs to seal Bangladesh's first ever Test win on Australian soil, despite a valiant century by all-rounder Cameron Green in the Australian second innings to try and save the game. The victory means the world's 9th-ranked Test side has beaten a full-strength Australia, who are the world's top-ranked Test nation. ABC News.
I'm Sana Kadar. Join me to explore the psychology behind the biggest questions in our lives, from relationships to stress levels to solving crime.
Your lie detection ability approximates chance.
Search All in the Mind on ABC Listen.
This is the 2026 AFL Premiership season with ABC Sport.
Heaney who takes the mark. He got it off Warner.
Oh, dear.
And then he puts it inside forward 50. Running onto it is Billy Cooney, who was standing all alone. And there's another goal to the Swans, and it was all very easy.
Blakey able to win it down against Perkins. Then he turns it over. Hand passing to Pryor, racing through the centre circles. Kicks to Caddy, leading out. Marks 49 out from goal. He'll start in line with the right-hand goalpost. In he comes, Caddy. What a bad-looking kick. That's a terrific kick, and a much-needed one for the Bombers. He delivers when required. Nate Caddy kicks inside forward 50 and a big mark. Peter Wright, what a grab from the right half forward position. It was sent in by Setterfield and Wright takes a massive mark. Here comes Wright to give the Bombers their 5th goal and he puts it through for his 2nd. There's a bit of life for those in the red and black.
Warner comes running in, puts the kick inside forward 50. Heaney takes the mark, has to stop. But it's his turn to have a set shot inside forward 50 for the Swans. Isaac Heaney, slight angle to the right, 40 metres out from goal. Relaxed at the moment, it leaves his boot.
Throws it on the boots and sends it inside forward 50. Now those go down, Caddy and Hamling, and Caddy's been given the free kick. Grundy had taken the mark, but the umpire has spotted a free in that, which will allow Caddy to have a shot at goal. Here's Nate Caddy looking for his 2nd from 30 out, doesn't miss. Caddy with 2, and the Bombers are clawing their way back inch by inch into this game.
The AFL on ABC Sport.
On radio.
ABC Sport Digital Radio.
And ABC Listen.
It was the Bombers that kicked 4 goals to 2 in that second term to bring the margin back, as you heard in those highlights there. The Swans ahead by 24 points at the MCG at halftime. Lauren Borden and Clint Wheeldon calling the action here. Marnie Vinyl's down on the boundary for us. Brett Delidio and Nathan Burke, your ABC Sport experts. Just a few moments ago, the match ended at Docklands for the Western Bulldogs against Carlton. 12-10-82 apiece is how it ended. So a draw, the second of this round. And of course it means that the Giants and the Saints are no hope of playing finals now. Carlton is in the mix, and Josh Fraser has got the side there, having taken over them at 1-8 earlier on in the season. There was plenty of drama in the dying stages as Nathan Burke was taking us through it, but we can head and get the ABC call now of the final 2 minutes and hear all the drama as it unfolded in the draw between Western Bulldogs and Carlton at Docklands.
The Lobster back towards Norton again! 3 deep once more, and then cuts in front at the last moment. He has a runner, Ed Richards, who's been the superstar all night. When you need your hero, they step up in September. Ed Richards is ready for finals, and so are the Western Bulldogs. They're up by 7 now.
He kicks it to the hot spot, 10 metres out from goal, across the face. Kemp's there, spins out of 1, gets it to Evans. Evans snapped towards goal. It's there! Dirks the mark on the line. It's a goal anyway. Scores are level again. Pitnet won it down. Hewitt becomes the tackler. Liberatore with the clearance. Hand passes towards the wing. Dogs are moving this nicely. Richards again. Thought about a bounce. He got away from Florent. Doubles back. Off to Norton. He's run too far, Ed Richards. Free kick for Carlton. Right half back just as the Dogs were going inside 50.
Doesn't bring me a whole lot of joy, but I think it was the right call. He ran for a long, long way.
So Pitnet goes down, but it's a lot of Dogs there. Free kick given the way of the Blues. It's a free kick for Harry Mackay. Right half forward, the Dogs fans are livid. It's getting close for the Blues.
Can he do that? I'm going for a shot.
Well, it's worked before for Harry. He's going to concede anyway. A draw gets the Blues there. 12-10 apiece. The loudest roar you'll hear for a draw as the Blues roller coaster goes for at least another 2 weeks. What an afternoon of footy. The Dogs were exceptional considering how many were out. And the Blues nerves were there all the way to the end. But a draw is enough. St Kilda are out. The Giants are out. But Fraser's Blues are into the wild card.
A big moment there as Maisie explained it, and a big roar for a draw, like he said. So Carlton are locked into finals. Berkey, you were watching it on the TV. Did that just give you a little bit more of a colour and picture of what happened, and any further analysis on that Ed Richards running too far?
Yep, Saints were screwed. Umpire's got it wrong. Put the whistle away. You don't call those sorts of things in the last minute and a half of a game that's a draw. But, well done, the Blues. Do we say the Blues have made the finals?
Wow.
Yes, because they're called the wildcard finals.
Yeah.
And the AFL said at the very start of the year, they're considered as finals.
Because if Essendon wins one, it will be a final. But I know where you're looking at with it.
Is it the top 6 or once we get to top 8? That's the finals. This is the wild card you get into the finals.
They're all finals.
So it goes down on your resume as you've played in a final then.
Yeah.
It does.
Yeah, righto.
Where are my games of consequence in the last round of the season?
I would have played so many more.
Promised more games of consequence.
You know where the interesting games are? If we get rid of the wild card, the games to get into the spots 7 and 8.
Correct.
Yep.
They're the really interesting ones. So the wild card has actually backfired, because it's taken away any interest in the last couple of rounds, which we would have been absolutely... Today's game would have been enormous for the 7th and 8th spot.
And even more so with everybody hoping that the wild card would... and I get this, by the way. I understand this theory. Collingwood versus Carlton in week 1 is now unlikely to happen. In fact, from looking at it, Collingwood would have to win, Adelaide would have to lose... Collingwood would have to win by... I'm not sure it can happen mathematically with the way things are. With Collingwood, their chances finished in 7th. 7th versus 10th. Can they scrape in Carlton? So if they win the last game, Bulldogs lose the last game, you could have Collingwood versus Carlton 8 playing 9th. And that would be something to get excited about. I do accept.
10-4. I don't think I'll be getting excited about it.
No.
I'm just thinking back to when it could have been no more ninthman. We could have been playing finals.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, here at the MCG, Sydney playing to lock in top 2 spot, up by 24 points. The start of the second half. Roberts pulls the ball in, and Caldwell holds him in for a ball up on the AFL logo. 11-4-70, the Swans playing Essendon at 7-4-46. Sharp takes it out with a hand pin, can still get a kick away, goes right down towards left half forward, where in the end it's taken by Rampy, who steals it from a teammate, moves it back to Blakey, and kicks back towards Hamling, who marks in defensive 50 for Sydney. Chips it out to Errol Goulden, who gets possession number 26 in this match. This one's 20 metres out from defensive goal. Has a lead coming at him in Rampy, who can't take the mark, has to go back after it and work for it, soccers it forward into the left back pocket where Hamling will pick it up, hand pass it to Goulden, running through the goal square, can chip it out, and he can find Rampy, who just wants to slow things down here. The Swans under a little bit of pressure as they try and get it out of their defensive 50, and there's a 50.
Caddy was on the mark. He saw the player running past, decided to run with him, who's most likely going to get the handball, and ball fella said 50.
Rampy's marched forward.
Will play on by hand to Goulden. Immediately kicks inside forward 50. That's a good juggled mark to McDonald, leading out strongly. Had front position, had 2 bites at it, had to dive forward in front of Langford. Completes the mark. He'll boots the ball from about 51 metres out. 45-degree angle to the right.
That was a slow play. And Errol Goulden just hangs about. Where do you reckon that's going to go from Rampy? Sure enough, into Errol Goulden and ends up with on a chest of Logan McDonald. This is a great mark, don't get me wrong, but surely if you want to stop the source, get on Errol Goulden.
1 goal tonight for Logan McDonald. Looking to give the Swans The perfect start to the second half. The kick's on its way. It'll need to swing back. It doesn't enough. It hits the left-hand goal post. The minor score. Sydney 11-5-71. Essendon 7-4-46. The Swans lead is 25 points, 2 minutes into the third.
Roberts has the kicking duties for Essendon. Wants his teammates to move to the outer side of the ground and then ends up kicking it to the pack that's forming on the broadcast side. Kako went up for it, pulled it down, couldn't take it in. Heaney will pick it up for the Swans. Hand pass it to Roberts, who hand passes it away. Contagianis does well to pull it in for the Bombers. Hand pass to Kako, and he flicks it back to Pryor, who kicks it down the wing. Merrick goes up and holds on to the mark under pressure from Hamling. And it's centre wing. He'll retreat. And he goes back to Jackson Pryor, who then kicks it across and moves it to the southern side of the MCG, where Reid takes the mark, chips it out to Roberts, who started this whole chain in the back line, or at full back, chips it out towards Langford. Centre wing, outer side of the MCG. The ground in full darkness now, nighttime has hit in this twilight fixture. Down the line he sends it, and Visentini will mark. Wants to fire off a hand pass quickly. McGrath has it, running towards half forward. Moves it on to Caldwell by hands, and he will flick it to Farrow. 49 metres out, might just go all the way himself. And it's offline. A minor score for Jacob Farrow. And the margin, 24 points the way of the Swans.
As we were at half-time.
If I'm Essendon, I'm saying kick it to Visentini every single time we have a slow play, because Grundy pays him no attention whatsoever. He just plops himself a good 60, 70 metres behind the ball. So use Visentini on the way through.
Blakey short pass to Mills. Looking the left back pocket. Will kick towards Shane Warne wing. Punch came down here from the Bombers. Back to Hamling though of the Swans. Now with Rampy, not sure where to go. Now Clark. Goulden again throws it on the boot and will tumble the kick towards the wing. Being underneath it, Robert should have really done better. Sweeping it forward, Farrow. Now it's with Papley. He intercepts it. Hits it on towards left half forward. Here's Warner. Ran into trouble. Great tackle, Vicentini. Second terrific tackle that he's made today. Locked up Warner. He's quick, but he couldn't get past the big frame of Vicentini, who took him to ground, and he wins the free kick.
He's got a big arm span, the big fella, but he approaches the tackle really well. Doesn't overcommit too early, and he's laid a couple of good ones today.
Redmond kick to the wing in front position. Ball bounced in front of him. Right gathered, was tackled immediately by Hamling. Ball up the call.
Southern side of the MCG, ball comes in between both rucks, and then Jordan will propel it forward by boot, where Warner will mark.
By hand, wasn't it? Yeah, it was a handball.
Oh.
That was a big handball.
I saw it fly.
Yeah.
And just a ball up forward of centre wing towards the advantage of Sydney's goal. Heaney takes it, long kick to the top of the 50. No one was around there. He gained plenty of distance, but it was out of bounds on the full. So that'll be coming back into the hands of Langford and the Bombers. Sydney Swans ahead by 24 points as it was at half-time. They're up by 37 points at quarter-time. It's now 5 minutes played in the third.
Bombers through Langford, kicks towards centre wing, right leading up, got hands to it, couldn't mark. Spill down to Heaney of the Swans. Goes back to Blakey, forced to go back again to Rampy, then to Jordan. Again, that's a disappointing kick, turning it over through the middle. McGrath was able to chop it off, worked it on quickly towards Sharp, spins out of trouble, runs inside forward 50, sees an open goal square and misses. Kicking to the right-hand side. Minor score. The goal really at his mercy. Swans lead cut to 23 points. 6 gone third term.
Slow start to this third term.
Oh, yeah.
Just labouring through the first 6 minutes, really, both of these sides. As Blakey takes it in, spears the pass out to Heaney. He's got Goulden calling for it short. Then Heaney will chip it forward towards the southern wing. Strong will mark. Hand pass it away to Mills. Pops it right into the centre circles of the MCG. Warner marks and then kicks it out wide where Heaney will mark. Short kick. He shares it with Sarong via hands. They're all combining again. 55 metres out. He plonks the kick in the left forward pocket. Manny McGrath sits back, takes the mark for Essendon. Hand passes it to Reid, who kicks it right down to Farrow. Marks right half back for the Bombers.
Just not on the same page. He was looking for a lead and Curnow wanted it long.
It was in the direction of Caddy. Juggled it, lost it. It's across the boundary line. It's going to be the lasso rule. Sarong will take it by hand. Gives it off to Mills. Puts Sydney towards full forward. Curnow had two to beat. Couldn't mark, brought it to ground. Reid knocked it away. Langford might have been tackled. Just got the hand pass out against Campbell. Spilled out towards the boundary line. Farrow worked it away to McGrath for the Bombers. Kicked out of bounds on the full. Oh, no, touched according to the umpire. Beg your pardon. It'll be a throw-in instead. Left half forward for the Swans. Earlier today, if you've just joined us, the Giants by 54 points over the Eagles, and there was a draw between the Bulldogs and the Blues, which means the Blues are in. They'll play finals in 2026.
Pye spins the ball in. Visentini has front position, brings it to ground, and then it ricochets back to him. Takes it, puts the kick down the wing. And it's Rampy running onto it, who can pick it up, and he'll hand pass it to Blakey. Puts the hand pass in front of him. It's running and met and taken by Mills. He fires off the hand pass away towards Jordan. Hand passes it again to the centre of the MCG. Rampy can't take it cleanly. Players dive on top of the footy. Jordan's there as well in the pack. Will be brought up from the ground. Goulden too, and Merritt for the Bombers for a ball up just outside the centre circles of the G. Visentini takes it, tries to hack a kick away. Hits his opponent right in front of him. Heaney takes it. He's brought to ground. Hand passes it away. Merritt has it. It spills out. The umpire called a Bluey's whistle, and it will be another ball up inside the centre circles at the MCG. 23 points the margin. When do you think Essendon started planning its end-of-season trip?
January.
Goulden went through the middle. Kick deep inside forward 50. Curnow against Reid. Umpires giving the free kick to Reid of the Bombers. The contingent of Swans fans over his right shoulder. They weren't exactly thrilled. Reid will stab it short. Can't find Langford. Taken by Heaney. His hand pass is awry. Trying to work it is Clark towards Perkins instead. Taken by Rampy of the Swans. And his hand pass stolen again by Clark. Just scrubs a kick forward. Out there is Wright, tackled by Hamling. Somehow manufactured a hand pass. It looked a bit suspicious, but Redmond was there and he kicks inside forward 50, and that is a fine mark to Day Wicks. 45 out from goal, in line with the left hand behind post.
It was a good set of hands, wasn't it, from young Day Wicks? The kick had to be good from, I think it was Redmond who bombed it in, wasn't it? Yeah. Had to cover a lot of ground. He had to be strong under the ball, though. Pressure from the front. Really hasn't reached any great heights yet this third quarter. A couple of turnovers. A little bit of over-possession, I reckon, from the Swans.
Taking to pick six in the 24 rookie draft, the 20-year-old Archer Daywicks, game 25 today. And he kicks the Bombers' first of this third term. And once again, we see Sydney's margin trimmed, now down to 17 points. 11-5-71 the Swans. The Bombers 8-6-54. That's 11 minutes into that third term, as I said. Just a reminder that it was a 44-point lead to the Swans at the 3rd minute mark of the second term. It's now just a 17-point advantage to those in red and white.
Well done to the Bombers. They're hanging in there still. It's not pretty by any means, but they've managed to shut down what Sydney want to do. And there's the old story in football, you don't get beaten by what you know. They know the Swans are going to run and handball, and they're not letting them do it. They're covering the receiver, putting them under pressure, and the Swans are trying to be too perfect.
Sydney ahead by 17. Back in the middle, Warner takes it out and can get a hand pass away. Putting it out wide, needs Sarong to run onto it. Hand pass will come away. No one can take clean possession of it. Farrow does pick it up, then drops it. He's able to clean up his mess and hand pass it away to Setterfield, who'll drop the kick inside forward. Phil 50 was looking for Caddy, who in the end absolutely clattered into Errol Goulden, and there'll be some afters here. Pushing and shoving on Caddy as Goulden wants to play on. Shares it in a 1-2 with Jordan, gets it back and puts it down the wing towards Curnow. Redmond got in front of it, affected the mark to Curnow, and it's the Bombers that win it as Bryan puts it down the wing. And the mark will be taken, and will be Unwin with it. Chips it backwards towards Reid. Holding on to it. Centre wing for the Bombers. 17 points the Swans lead.
Kicks towards right half forward. Flock of seagulls has found its way. That's not the band, that's an actual flock of seagulls have found their way inside the MCG as the Swans have it through Goulden. Kicks long towards left half forward. Curno's given away a free kick here. Holding Reed in the contest, and Reed will have it for the Bombers.
What sort of music do they produce, Clint? Flock of seagulls.
Bit of soft rock, bit of yacht rock.
Clint used to have a haircut, same as a flock of seagulls. People, you should look that one up, mate.
Yeah, all right.
I would have to look it up.
First I've heard of this band, the Flock of Seagulls.
Yeah, every time I hear it, I ran. Kicks towards right half foot. Sorry, apologies everyone. Mills was taken to ground. Worked it out towards Jordan, kicked down the line. Don't listen to a lot of ABC radio during the rest of the week. It's right up our alley at the moment.
You would have played GTA lids, Los Angeles.
I wasn't much of a gamer, Loz, to be honest.
I don't believe it. Free kick and 50 metres going the way of the Bombers through Reed. They have it at right half back. They'll be taken all the way down the southern wing. And they are just eking their way back into this game, bit by bit, and Setterfield was left completely unmarked at the top of the 50, and they find him. He'll look to play on, wheels around onto his right, the kick is long towards goal. It's through! That's a great kick. And the game might not be pretty, but if you're a Bombers fan right now, it is hideously attractive, because the Swans lead is down from 44 points in the second term to 11 points at the 13-minute mark of the third. 11-5-71 to Essendon 9-6-60. Doesn't matter how you get back into the contest. It's that they're back in the contest, the Bombers.
On the 9 points, Berkey, it's getting quite a lot closer. And off the back of that man, Will Setterfield, a lot of his work in and around the contest has been terrific. I tell you what, for a guy who's he got added to the list very late and without a contract, I think, at the end of the year, he's almost playing his way into it. And I'm just seeing some photos now of what Clint Wheeldon used to look like as a young buck.
Well, the only problem would have been is you couldn't actually call the footy because your hair's in your eyes, Berkey. You know that problem these days?
No, I haven't had that problem for quite some time.
Back to the 1980s for the Flock of Seagulls. In the middle, it's a free kick to Sydney as Heaney takes it. He puts it into the left forward pocket. It bobbles its way towards McDonald. He'll just kick it and send it to a hot spot inside forward 50. Redmond goes up to punch it away. Getting it to the footy first was Sarong. Hand passes it to Tolley. Hand pass it away to Cootie. Very close to the boundary line. That is out of bounds. On the full free kick to Essendon. Marnie Vinyl, we can check in with you on the boundary, Marnie.
I just got a glimpse of Zach Merritt up close, and I'm surprised if he'll be able to see through his right eye. The right side of his face is very swollen and bruising up quite badly.
Thanks, Marnie. Harry Sheasel, obviously, with his own issues yesterday for North Melbourne. As Essendon bring the footy in, Setterfield kicks it across to Redmond. His kick was out wide for Jones. Couldn't hold on to it. It will be a stoppage now inside forward 50 for the Sydney Swans. They're up by 11. But the Bombers are closing.
What do you call this weather at the moment? Is that rain or mist or fog?
It was foggy this morning.
Sleet?
Sleet.
Sure, it's sleet.
It's something. Something's falling.
Oh, dear.
Don't set Loz off too early, Berkey.
Swans have it left half forward. Lloyd sends it long towards forward 50. 2-on-2 battle raced across the behind line here by Gianni's. He just made sure of it. And the Swans right behind him. Minor score to Sydney, 11-6-72 to 9-6-60. 16 gone in the third.
Are you getting wet down there, Marnie? Because there's something falling.
It's not quite raining, but it does feel really misty. I'll let you know if I start
Thank you.
getting wet.
It's definitely not sleet, that's for sure.
No.
It's not Mount Buller, it's not sleet. As Clark takes the footy over the half-back line for the Bombers for a throw-in.
As long as I can get to the train station nice and dry.
Oh, yeah.
I'll race you.
Just you both men of the people catching the train in and out of the MCG.
Yep. I'll go get a bus too.
Oh, buses replacing trains. No good. Ball thrown in. Redmond takes it. Fires off a hand pass. He can find Unwin. His hand pass is a little risky as Brian tries to gather it, taps it, and we'll have a throw in at half back.
I was on the Foot Falcon today, so, you know, that's all right.
Is that another Perth thing? What's that?
It means walking.
Oh, okay.
You never heard the discussion of the Foot Falcon before?
No, I've learned a couple of things today from you, Clint.
Not say they're useful, though, in any way, shape or form.
Ball's tossed in at half forward for the Swans. Setterfield just pushing it forward, soccering it away. Caldwell picks it up, shoves it on his boot, can get some distance into the centre square for Essendon Wright, throws it, and it will be pinned for that. And the umpire will pull the footy back and a Sydney free. So we welcome all our listeners joining us to Essendon taking on Sydney at the MCG. Lauren Borden and Clint Wheeldon calling the action. Marnie Vinals on the boundary, Nathan Burke and Brett Delidio, your experts on ABC Sport. The kick gets put inside the forward 50 to the left forward pocket. McDonald hand passes it away. A kick to goal from Sarong. And that is a much needed goal for the Swans. Sydney's lead is now 18 points against Essendon. The Swans did hold a 37-point lead at quarter time. It got out to as much as 44 at the start of the second term. And since then, Essendon have slowly been able to peg it back. They kicked the first 2 goals of this third term. The Sarong goal is Sydney's first of this third term, bring the margin back out to 3 straight kicks the way of the Swans. 12-6-78. It is Sydney leading Essendon 9-6-60. 18 minutes played in the third term. As I mentioned, yet ABC Sport experts for today at the MCG, Nathan Burke and Brett Delidio.
Well, Errol Gordon's form shouldn't be surprising Essendon. His last 3 weeks have been 39, 34, 41 and 5-7 clearances. He's already up to 35, so he's going to smash that 41 of 3 weeks ago.
Thrown up into the air, one down by the young ruck for Sydney in green. Heaney just pushed Merritt out of the way, gathered, sends it towards full forward. McDonald, 2 goes at it, couldn't mark. Curnow at the drop, great pressure, racing through to stop what looked to be a certain goal. Archie Roberts knocked the ball away. Curnow was just about to unleash on the left. Roberts tackled him, it jarred away over the boundary line for a throw-in.
When he kicked the first 3 of the game, got 5 minutes, how many do you reckon
12.
he was adding up? A dozen?
Yep.
Thought he might have had 12 by half-time, the way it was starting. It's a very shallow throw-in. Allows a chance to get it there to gather for the Bombers. It's been locked in. Ball up will be the call. Frustration there against Caldwell. Tap down to Caldwell again. Gets a kick away. It'll bounce along and over the boundary line. They wanted deliberate here, Sydney. They're not going to get it. Throw in instead, 40 out from their attacking goal. The Swans, they're heading to the right of our broadcast position. That's, of course, the city end of the MCG. And still a handy lead for them, 18 points, 19 gone in the third.
Of course, our listeners joining us from the draw between the Western Bulldogs and Carlton. What a game that was at Docklands as Caldwell clears this one out of defensive 50 for the Bombers. To Byzantini, takes it, hand passes it to Kako, gets tackled, dispossessed of the footy, and the Swans will win it back here. McCartan shares it away. A kick inside forward 50 will come from Bice, who drops it into the lap of McDonald. 50 metres out from goal.
I think it was Bice who actually laid the tackle on Kako originally with his speed to run him down. When you do the hard work, you then tend to get rewarded in this game, which he did. Another little touch, great little touch kick to McDonald. He'll take his best. He'll have to kick it from, let's say, 52.
Starts next to the boundary line. Logan McDonald already has a goal this afternoon. Kicked it in the first quarter for the Swans, leading by 18 points at the moment in this third term. He does release it from 52 metres out, and it goes all the way. Logan McDonald is happy with his efforts, and he's happy to take any high fives that come from his teammates as well. His second for the match, and Sydney just get a little bit more breathing space. They're up by 24 points now, 13-6-84, playing Essendon 9-6-60. 20 minutes played in this third term. Sunday afternoon footy on ABC Sport.
Well, I think that will probably make Dean Cox a little bit happy. I'm tipping he's a little bit grumpy up in the box, but it was a defensive effort through the middle of the ground, linking up handball, hitting a forward on the chest. That's the Sydney game plan, but we just haven't seen it. Apart from the first quarter, we haven't seen it in action, but it all starts with that defensive turnover. Had a good game, Logan McDonald. Just kicked a couple, hit the post with another one, missed an easy one.
Given away a few.
A couple away.
Green wins it down in the ruck against Bryan. Heaney couldn't gather, bounce back to Bryan, tried to get it onto Merritt. Emerging with it is Setterfield for the Bombers. Kicks inside forward 50, travels the pack. Back to McCartan defensively. Oh, to Rampy under real pressure from Unwin. Just got a hand pass out. Kako there, gathers, bounces, kicks a goal, misses. tight angle, almost the impossible angle from right full forward. It wasn't far away, and that would have brought the Bombers fans to their feet. Minor score to Essendon, 13-6-84 the Swans, 9-7-61 the Bombers, 22 gone in the third.
Kicked himself off his feet.
Callum Mills with the kicking duties now for Sydney, and just pumps it long all the way to centre wing. Heaney will pick it up, hand pass it away in the path of Detoli, who's now in a battle with Pryor of the Bombers to get the footy. Pryor gets there first. Can he sweep this one out of bounds deliberately? No. He slid into it, Jackson Pryor, and the umpire's given him the benefit of the doubt.
Well disguised, I suppose, in the end, wasn't it?
It is slipping out there in the sleet.
Yeah, the sleet. Yeah, that's right.
Ball tossed in between wing and half forward for the Swans. Bryan takes it out of the ruck himself, shovels it out to McGrath. Hand passes it to Caldwell. Has to fire off the hand pass of his own very quickly as Kyle has it. He's brought to the turf by Angus Clark of the Bombers, and will have a ball up just forward of centre wing to the Swans' attacking advantage. The away side ahead by 23 points in the third term.
Ruck's more interested in each other than the footy. Allowed Setterfield to go through. Not a great hand pass. Warner broke the tackle, then burst away. Goes charging down the boundary line and then kicks inside forward 50. 2-on-2 battle. Punched down there by Harrison Jones. It came out. Reed, hand pass for Roberts. Couldn't take it. He's under pressure from Lloyd. And under pressure allows him to take it across the behind line for a rush behind. But what about the acceleration from Warner?
That was the best.
Just put the afterburners on.
He looked at Nick Bryan and just like, I've got you, mate.
He just came off the bench here. I think he was feeling fresh.
I haven't seen speed like that since a grand final sprint a number of years ago.
As Pryor has the kick for Essendon, he sends it down the wing. And it's big Will Green.
Was that the 05 one?
That's the one, I reckon.
Big 204-centimetre ruckman in his second game. Kicks it long down to the forward 50 for the Swans. It bobbles in. McGrath cleans it up. Hand passes it to Roberts, who chips it down to Visentini. And Vigo has it, left half back. He has the lead of Day Wicks coming at him and hits him on the chest.
I don't think Grundy and Visentini have seen each other apart from when the umpire had the ball. Then they just go 60 metres away from each other. Opposite directions.
Day Wicks down the wing in the contest. There's a free kick that's going the way of Sydney. Sam Wicks will have it.
Definitely there.
And in his long sleeves, he'll hand pass it quickly across to Blakey. Right down the wing, he tries to kick it to right, half forward, where it is Grundy, who's standing next to Reed. Can't take the mark. Ball spills to ground. The Bombers will try and recover it. Day Wicks hand pass it to Reed. He's locked up. And we'll have a ball up half forward for the Swans. They're ahead by 24 points in this third term. We've played 24 minutes Sunday afternoon footy on ABC Sport.
Grundy, magnificent tap into the path of Heaney. Ran inside forward 50 at right forward pocket. Tried to centre the football. Chasing out after it, Lloyd. He's got it in the left forward pocket. Goes back to Roberts for the Swans. Can measure a kick towards Green, and he's marked that well. Had to protect the football and had the hands out. There was contact as he grabbed it. And he can go back and have a shot better than a 45-degree angle to the left. He'll kick from 40 out.
Well, that play from the stoppage out here on the wing in front of us, Heaney just took off. Terrific hit. But I love the effort from Pryor to try and get on the end of it. The ball went over the top, and that centering ball from Heaney. Nice little touch kick from Roberts. Great hands from the big fella. Will this be his first goal?
It will be. Potentially a big moment for William Green, the 20-year-old for the Sydney Swans. The kick is on its way. It's his second behind in AFL football. Swans lead goes back out to 25 points, 13-8-86 to 9-7-61.
Do you reckon anyone is ever going to kick in from inside the square ever again?
Why would you?
If somebody was really free and had to kick it quickly.
Yeah.
So Roberts
still step out.
He goes for a right. He puts the kick to left half back, and the Bombers work it via McGrath to the southern side of the MCG, where Pryor will mark. Kicks it down the wing, looking for Caddy. Juggles the mark against McCartan. Will he be paid the mark? Yes. So Caddy will have it. There's still a couple of kicks from home, just forward of centre wing in the end, below the Shane Warne stand sign. Caddy's got a couple today. He skies the footy inside forward 50. Wright can make a contest of it, push it down to Sharp. Off a step, will kick towards goal. Riley Bice is back there, standing in the goal square, marks for the Swans. And he'll clear it out as he sees Warner running for him in a paddock of space. Takes a bounce, tries to move around his opponent, does shrug off Unwin, can take a bounce as well, and he'll put his kick to centre half forward. Papley, well, he made sure the umpire saw a little nudge from McGrath. He leaped in front of him, and now Papley with the free kick takes it, puts it into the right forward pocket, looking for Heaney. It goes out of bounds. It'll be a throw in inside forward 50 for the Swans. 27 minutes gone in the third. Sydney ahead by 25.
McGrath's done a good job on Papley. He's really been unsighted. Hasn't really looked like kicking a goal today.
So Nathan Burke and Brett Delidia, our experts. Run down by Grundy, but straight into traffic. And you coming the other way, and he and Grundy wrap up McGrath and take him to ground inside forward 50 for Sydney. But up in the air, and he slapped it down. And as far as Setterfield gets a hurried kick beyond defensive 50. Free kick spotted here. It'll be in the way of the Bombers. Wright will have it. Rampy goes across and stands to the football and then just adjusts the sock. Not picking that up for you. So Wright's forced to go and gather it himself. Here's Peter Wright. There's 2 goals this afternoon. Helicopter kick down the line off the hands of Blakey, who was the only player who really rose. Spilled across the boundary line for a throw-in. Lights in full effect. Twilight start.
Sleep.
I'm still looking for the sleet. I can see plenty of seagulls,
up the
but
top
no
there,
sleet.
it's very sleety.
I'll have to put the binoculars onto it. One down here by Vicentini, came towards Warner, hurried up forward. Oh, Papley hit it at pace and then swept the hand pass out towards right half forward. Sarong gathers, puts it into the right forward pocket and out onto it to Marcus Heaney.
Champagne.
That was wonderful to watch.
How good was the Papley pick up out in space for Sarong, and then that kick on the run to put that into a bucket right in front of Isaac Heaney. Finish it off for us, Isaac. We're from out there on the boundary. Just knock this one through right in front of the race where you do have your set shots from in front of the crowd.
He was at full pace, Heaney, and he was able to complete the mark less than a metre in from the boundary. That's how much they had to work with. Wonderful kick. Jai Sarong delivered. Now can Isaac Heaney, from where the 50 meets the boundary, kicks on its way. It's narrow. He misses to the right-hand side. Sydney's lead out to 26 points, 13-9-87 to 9-7-61. The Bombers as we hit the 30-minute mark of the third term.
They've only kicked the 4 since quarter time, so Bombers have done a really good job at drying up that scoring.
Trying to hold Sydney from scoring now as Roberts' kick outside of defensive 50 is a turnover. Sarong puts the kick inside 50 again. It was low. No mark could be taken, and Sharp takes it over the boundary line. And there'll be a ball in inside forward 50 for the Swans, and pushing and shoving too on Roberts. Heaney's getting involved, so is McGrath for the Bombers. But the umpire will toss the ball in. Perhaps a chance for Sydney in the last seconds of this third term. Swung in. Grundy comes in, takes it out himself, fires the hand pass away. There's the siren for three-quarter time at the MCG. It's Essendon 9-7-61 trailing the Swans 13-9-87. So that's a 26-point advantage the way of Sydney. Essendon kicks the first 2 goals of that third term to cut back the margin to 11 points, which is a big result given at the start of the second term. It did get out to 44 points, the Swans' advantage, but then it was 2 in a row to Sydney, which means that at three-quarter time it's 26 points the Swans lead. For the goal kickers today, for Sydney, Charlie Curnow with 3. They all came in the first term, as did Chad Warners with 3. McDonald has 2. Heaney with 1. Detoli with 1. Cootie with 1. Sarong, Lloyd, all with singles as well for Sydney. Well, for the Bombers, Nate Caddy has a couple, and so does Peter Wright. And then Unwin has a single, Day Wicks and Perkins, as well as Pryor and Setterfield, each with singles for the Bombers on this now chilly night of this twilight contest at the MCG. It is Sydney ahead by 26 points. The thoughts about ABC Sport experts Nathan Burke and Brett Delidio in just a moment. This is Sunday Footy on ABC Sport.
I don't know what I'm going to find here.
Discover a vault filled with all the cases, all the crime.
It's dangerous. You don't trust anyone.
Shetland, The Capture, Treasure and Dirt, and so many more.
You can't say I didn't warn you.
Stream now on ABC iView.
This is the 2026 AFL Premiership season with ABC Sport.
Scrubs a kick forward. Out there is Wright, tackled by Hamling. Somehow manufactured a hand pass. It looked a bit suspicious, but Redmond was there and he kicks inside forward 50, and that is a fine mark to Day Wicks. 45 out from goal, in line with the left hand behind post. Taking to pick 6 in the 24 rookie draft, the 20-year-old Archer Daywicks going 25 today, and he kicks the Bombers' first of this third term. And Setterfield was left completely unmarked at the top of the 50, and they find him. He'll look to play on, wheels around onto his right, the kick is long towards goal. It's through! That's a great kick. And the game might not be pretty, but if you're a Bombers fan right now, it is hideously attractive.
The kick gets put inside the forward 50 to the left forward pocket. McDonald hand passes it away. A kick to goal from Sarong. And that is a much-needed goal for the Swans. McCartan shares it away. A kick inside forward 50 will come from Bice, who drops it into the lap of McDonald. 50 metres out from goal.
He'll take his best. He'll have to kick it from, let's say, 52.
Leading by 18 points at the moment in this third term. He does release it from 52 metres out. And it goes all the way. Logan McDonald is happy with his efforts.
The AFL on ABC Sport.
On radio.
ABC Sport Digital Radio.
And ABC Listen.
There are the sounds of the third term, in which either side kicked 2 goals in it for the Sydney Swans to lead by 26 points at the final change here at the MCG. 9-7-61 Essendon, Sydney 13-9-87. Lauren Borden and Clint Wilden calling the action. Marnie Vinyl sitting in the front row for us today. Nathan Burke and Brett Delidio, our experts on ABC Sport. A little earlier today, the Giants defeated West Coast by 54 points, and then the Doggies and Carlton drew at Docklands, which means Carlton are locked into a finals position, or a wildcard final, under Josh Fraser. So a big result for the Blue Baggers, who've turned their season around, Clint.
And can I just give an AFLW update? The scores today. Sydney over Adelaide by 8 points. That's at Unley. Port beat Fremantle at Coburn. So Fremantle home game, but Port won that by 21. Brisbane by 48 points over the Bombers, that game at Windy Hill, and there is a game in play. In fact, it's just wrapped up. The Giants have beaten the Eagles 54-42, 8-6 to 6-6, so a 12-point win for the Giants over the Eagles today in games in the AFLW.
So nearing the end of round one there, the round one that started last Sunday with a doubleheader between St Kilda and Carlton at Docklands. At the MCG, the Swans ahead by 26 points. Berkey and Lids Essendon, they got back into it. It was a bit of a scrap the way they did get back into the game. They worked their way into it, but then Sydney showed a little bit of class in the second half of that third term.
Well, it was a bit of a scrap, and I don't mind that from the Bombers, because they're not going to beat they're not going to beat Sydney with talent alone, and they need to scrap. And I think one of the criticisms that we've had of Essendon over the last couple of years is their inability to scrap, just to hang in there and fight and keep the game close. They tried to play too pretty football and haven't been defending. But today, we've actually seen them fight. And their backline was pretty good. Then only gave up the 2 goals, and one of them was to Logan McDonald, who kicked the ball from 52 metres out near the boundary. So that was a good effort. It was 2-5 to 2-3. So, well done to the Bombers. I don't want to see the Bombers try and play beautiful, pretty football, because they can't. I want to see them fight and scrap, and that's what they did, Liz.
Yeah, they scrapped, absolutely. I mean, 16 inside 50s to 8. I feel that the Swans would have felt like they left a few on the table in that quarter, 2-5 as you mentioned. But I think ultimately for Essendon here, it's just let's not cave in and make this a 10-goal loss. You know, can we stick it out and continue that scrap and make sure that it's hard for Sydney to really get their game style flowing. Don't give up, don't cave in. Continue to chase, see out your run with rolls, do what you need to do to make sure that it's. They might not win this game, but let's make sure that it's just not one where we absolutely cave.
So the temperatures drop now for this final term. It's down to about 10 degrees here in Melbourne after a pretty clear and sunny day that we had. Nathan Burke thinks there might be sleet coming down on the MCG.
It'll do that. Sleet will drop the temperature.
Yeah,
What,
definitely.
sleet will?
You look out there, I can't see level 3 on the other side.
Jeez, mate, you might need to go and get those peepers checked. I reckon you can't see level 3.
There's definitely a fog that's sitting over the ground.
It is an empty stand, I know that. But
Yes. What did we decide the figure was? What did
I said 21.
Berkey?
26 and a half.
25.
25. All right, we'll find out in this last quarter, which gets underway. Sydney ahead by 26 points. You're with Clint Wheeldon.
Swans trying to gather the football, bounced away from Merrick, got a touch on it, came out in the direction of Roberts, who was wrapped up. Ball up the call. Standing next to Roberts at the moment, throwing up again. Grundy will emerge with it, got tackled, but just got the kick away. Goodwin was able to work it onto Jordan, sweeping hand pass now to Warner. Warner kicks deep towards full forward. Heaney's done oh so well. Just got rid of Redmond, was able to take a step back and then put his hands above his head and completes the mark at full forward.
That wasn't a good kick by Warner. Heaney was leading out, he was in front. But as soon as it left Warner's boot, Heaney just read it so much faster. He just knew that, no, this is not going to be out in front of me. I've got to stop and prop, get in the right position. And he just did it so quickly.
Already with one so far this evening. He's right in front. Will put boot to ball from 25 metres out. Isaac Heaney on his way in. Splits the middle. Barely celebrates. Just a couple of high fives with any Swan in the near vicinity. Sydney get the perfect start to the final term. They push their lead out to 32 points, opening 70 seconds, 14-9-93 to the Bombers 9-7-61. This is Sunday Footy on ABC Sport. Clint Wheldon alongside Lauren Borden, our experts, Nathan Burke and Brett D'Olivia.
You're right, Berkey. He did. He just read that. He was hitting up at the footy over his head. He just got to the back shoulder of Mason Redmond and just shifted him off the line of the footy way too quickly. And too easily, really, for an experienced player to give that one up. They've done that a couple of times, though, the Swans. Got the first one of the quarter, and Essendon have found a way just to claw their way back.
0437 774 774 if you've got a question for Berkey or Lids that
fire him in.
We can ask him in the post-match. Lids is ready for them. As the ball up in the middle is found by Errol Gordon, who puts this kick inside forward 50 beautifully, and Lloyd marks.
Not sure where Jones was going there.
I think he was expecting
the long one.
A lead up the corridor again, so he was trying to block the corridor, but a smart kick by Gordon, who realised his teammate had hung out wide. But it is a tough shot for goal.
So Jake Lloyd is on a 45-degree angle. And we'll start his approach now as he lets go of the kick. 49 metres out. Sailing towards goal. It'll drop short and be rushed through. Just a minor score. For the Swans, the lead is out to 33 points, the advantage of Sydney. 2 minutes played in the final term. Sunday afternoon footy on ABC Sport.
0437 774 774 is that text number. Ask the big questions of Lids. I'm keen to get his thoughts on how he can improve pre-game.
Oh, yeah.
Free kicks being spotted.
I'm actually keen for people to text in the best wine to have with a Musselman curry, actually, if they can.
No brand names, unfortunately.
No. Just the
Saint
flavour.
Beze, Pinot Noir.
White, red, whatever.
Surely it's a red as goes from Caldwell to McGrath through the middle, kicks across the centre circles towards the outer side. And a chance to build up again. This is Jones.
I'm going under a sausage and bread, so...
Short to Sharp.
Geez, that's miserable.
What's wrong with the sausage and bread? That's Sharp again.
There's nothing, but preparation. You just got to get yourself organised.
Kicks inside forward 50, going back, hands to it. Haywicks couldn't mark it, split out the back. Jones did really well. But on the bias, long beyond defensive 50. Kept in play here by Langford. On to Caldwell. Kicked into Langford's back. He was running away from him. It was like there was a target there. But it pinged away, and then the Swans will turn it over a second time. Wicks back to Langford.
Onions at least, Berkey?
No.
Oh, God.
Sauce? Langford along towards full forward. Good spoil. McCartan rising. Got the fist on it. Mills tracks it to the boundary line alongside Day Wicks. And it's over for a throw-in.
I'll tell you what I've got at the moment. Some of Mum's homemade relish. My God, is that good and would be so good on a snag.
Do you know what your sausages need and this game? A bit of mustard.
A bit of mayo.
We need a bit of mayo on it as well. Just a sausage, plain sausage, Berkey.
My wife flew back from Port Macquarie on a holiday.
Grundy wins it down. Gave it to Roberts, who got tackled.
I can't expect it to fly all the way back from a holiday and come up with something
But don't you have
special.
these?
What were you doing this afternoon?
Don't you have things in the fridge anyway?
Yeah, that's what was in the fridge. Sausage.
Goodness me. Wright got tackled, got a hand pass out taken by Campbell, went back by hand for the Swans. It came to Mills. Day Wicks got him, had the hand pass to anywhere in particular. Kako tries to gather, can't. Wicks does. Threw the ball on the boot, kicks anywhere will do. It came out to Unwin, moved it on again towards Caldwell, who thumps it towards goal. Has it been touched on the line? Mills was there on the goal line. He rose. He got a touch on it. Was it before or after it had passed?
Looks before from back here. We are a long way away.
It's a goal. It's a goal.
Look at this angle. You can see the ball's touched before
Oh,
crossing the back
right
of
on the back end.
Yeah, couldn't see it for the mist.
Brett Arctolidio makes the call again and absolutely nails it. Behind is the call.
Visibility is tough.
Yep.
Last night I went to Bachelor's Handbag. Do you know what that is, Loz?
I do.
It's a chook from the Coles.
Exactly.
Swans by 32 points.
That's always a good option.
Midway through the final term.
As Goulden takes the kick and puts it down to centre wing. Grundy was the intended target. Langford wins it for the Bombers. Hand passes it to Sharp. Just chips it. And inboard, he's able to find Perkins. This one, he puts plenty on the kick as he goes all the way out to the logo on the outside. Jones doesn't mark. He was brought off it. Doesn't get a free kick. Heaney takes the footy. Jones runs him down and works hard but gets the footy back himself.
Well done, Jones. Should have got a free kick for the top of the arms, but didn't whinge and sulk. Got back in there, tackled, and got himself a free kick.
Jones kicked to Farrow, who dropped the mark, but...
Chop of the arms.
Well, the free kick from the top of the arms. So a little chip inboard towards Perkins as Essendon are on the approach here. He went short to Redmond, spins around, and then we'll flare it back to the broadcast side of the ground, where Reid marks. 70 metres out from goal for the Bombers. 32 points Sydney's lead in this final term. Reid's kick inside forward 50 is towards right. Can't take the mark. Spills down. Hamling will pick it up for the Swans. Hand pass to Wicks. Hand pass to McCartan in the defensive goal square. Hand pass to Mills, who just chips it out. And he's able to find Heaney. Defensive, still in defensive 50. Hand passes it to Campbell. He's dodging left and right. Doesn't really know where to go. He's still moving around in a circle. Can get the kick off in the end. And we'll put it to Rampy in the centre of the G.
And Roberts was free on the wing. Instead, it kicks to a one-on-one. McDonald's able to win it down, and that's incorrect disposal. They'll be holding the ball. Well tackled by Pryor. Still think the Swans should have come just to the wing.
Oh, story of Nick Blakey's night, though. Clint, hasn't it been?
Yep. Making the wrong decision. Roberts was there. The Bombers will come right through the middle. Setterfield inside forward 50 with the kick to Farrow. He marks, plays on, sweeps the hand pass forward. Kenny, the goal square, run down! Wicks got him! Did not give up for Sydney. That's just emblematic of both teams' seasons. The Swans were not going to give that one up. And Wicks got him just as Caddy was about to get the kick away, and he knew Caddy as he fell forward. He just dropped his head onto the turf as if to say, oh no, how can this be? 8 minutes gone in the last. Sydney 14-10-94. They lead by 31 points. The Bombers are 9-9-63.
Swans work it to Logan McDonald, left half back. He shares it away as the kick comes down the line from Sarong. It's picked up by Totoli. Hand passes it away to Roberts. Next to the interchange gates. Curls this footy inside forward 50. One bounce. He can find Lloyd. He hand passes it away to Cooney. Hand pass to Curnow. Can pass it to him. He dribbles it through. And that is Curnow's fourth for the evening. The first three came in the first quarter. He's had to wait until the 8-minute mark of the fourth to put through his fourth. And Sydney Swans push out to a 37-point lead. It's exactly what they had at the end of the first quarter. 15-10-100. The Swans, Essendon 9-9-63. 8 minutes played in the final.
Well, that was just a real example of work rate, wasn't it, from Charlie Curnow? He came all the way up to make a contest with that one from Wicks, that long ball, and then was the first one back onto the one as it goes back inside 50. Good composure from young Cootie to stand up in that tackle and just dish it off to Big Charlie for his fourth. Just about sewing up the Coleman, you'd say. which means he has to be All-Australian, wouldn't he, Clint?
Has to be. Marnie Vinals on the boundary. Marnie?
The Swans have been pretty lucky to be injury-free this game, but Braden Campbell just had to limp off, and he's getting his right foot looked at by the physios, and he's wincing in a bit of discomfort.
I know it's happened once before, but the Coleman medalist just has to be the full forward. It's just simple.
Who was the last? It wasn't.
I'll have to look it up, but I do know it has happened once before.
I remember it not that long ago, wasn't it? I'm sure of it.
It's also like, awarding the captaincy to people that have never, ever been captains. As Grundy goes along inside forward 50, wanted Curnow off his hands, down towards Heaney, bounces a kick towards full forward, it tumbles through! Warner was out after it, almost might have got a free kick for a little nudge in the back, but what that meant was, as he went to ground and the Bombers' opponent right next to him wasn't able to get anywhere either with Roberts, the ball just continued on its way and it goes through for a goal. Isaac Heaney's now got a couple. Sydney have got 16, 16-10, 106. The Swans by 43 points. The Bombers are 9-9-63. Marnie Vinals on the boundary.
I don't have anything official yet, but I've been told the crowd is around 25,000.
Bang, Clint, you know your numbers. Don't worry about that.
Around. We were all around.
Yeah. I was a bit short, probably.
Official. Don't go too early.
Yeah, that's his third.
If you can be anything, be lucky. Marnie?
I do have the official number. It's 24,767.
You round that up to 25.
Can I claim that?
Yeah.
I'm going to claim that.
Back in the middle, Sydney ahead by 43. It'll be a pile on top of Jordan. Setterfield brings him down to the turf and the umpire will toss the ball up again. All 3 goals in this final term, the way of the Swans, as Sharp tries to get a kick away in traffic. It doesn't go anywhere. Caldwell has a go. It spills back to Sharp. He just kicks it ahead of him to half forward. Caddy runs onto it and moves to centre half forward. A long kick. There's no one ahead of him. He'll go as far as he can himself, but Hamlin sits back under the ball for the Swans.
I think he might have been shooting, Loz. You're being very generous by saying he goes as long as he can. Yeah.
Well, he had no other option. He had to. As Hamlin brings it back out to right half-back, Sarong holding on to the footy for the Swans. Almost wants to retreat. Then chips forward and Lloyd will mark. 15 metres ahead of him. Still a half-back for Sydney. He's happy to accept the lead of Jordan. He marks and then hand passes it back to Lloyd. A long hand pass from Lloyd will find Errol Goulden, who will kick the Swans inside forward 50, puts it into some space. Langford will run onto this one for the Bombers. Shares it with Artemis. Langford gets it back, hand passes it to Caldwell. A little flick across to Daywicks in the centre of the MCG. Evades the tackle from Cootie. Hand pass out to Shah. Still in the hands of the Bombers at left half back. Hand pass to Roberts. He kicks towards Jones, who just holds on to the mark.
Jones will go back. Find Roberts. He'll steer it to Caldwell. Pink boots on. He'll kick back inside the defensive 50. Chance to go on a bit of a trundle for Reid. Wants someone to run. Oh, that is an absolute stinker. Marty, look out. It's coming in your direction. It's gone just cannoning in to the Bombers bench. They had to jump out of the way as well. Free kick to Sydney. Taken by Robertson, steers it inboard. Oh, bursting by here's Blakey. Arches the back and goes on a run towards left half forward. Kicks inside forward 50 to Tolley. He's able to gather, try to get a hand pass away. Caldwell under pressure from Cootie. Couldn't pick it up. Reid could. Short to Roberts of the Bombers and he'll pop it short. A chance to build up again from Giannis. He's got it deep in the right back pocket, but that kick before was an absolute stinker as Essendon tried to bring it down the commentary wing. Giannis will switch play up to the left back pocket. As Vicentini has to steer it short again. Setterfield protesting that Jordan was a bit close as he's up against the boundary and goes back towards Vicentini, who marks it left half back. No change to that score. The Swans lead remains 43 points, 13 and a bit gone in the last.
Plenty of wine recommendations that have been coming through on 0437 774 774. I'm going to have to practice the pronunciation of some of the varieties.
So what is the right pairing?
Yeah, that's what I'm asking.
Well, there's whites and reds coming through. So it's a little controversial on the text line.
Wow. Speaking to my crowd, I think.
And even just some people are making their own Musselman curry. Someone is making a curry, but with Berkey sausages. They're now thinking about having curry sausages.
Curry snags, yeah. Brilliant.
I've got some positive words about the bachelor's handbag and the sausages too. Very impressed.
That's what the text line running hot as Caldwell hand passes it out to Farrow. puts the kick to left half forward for the Bombers. One bounce towards right. Can't take control of the footy. Mills will. Hand passes it away to Blakey. Hand pass to Goulden, who's racking up the disposals in this game. Hand pass to Jordan. His hand pass a turnover as Perkins is desperately trying to hold on to it for the Bombers. He loses any control of the footy, and there is Goulden with another touch. Hand pass to McCartan, who spears this kick outside of defensive 50. It's taken by Nick Bryan.
Get it back in quickly. One out. Peter Wright.
Bryan does kick inside forward 50 and a big lead. Vicentini rising up into the air and he takes the mark for the Bombers.
You got Wright and Vicentini down there, so just get it in there, give them half a chance, put it to their advantage, and that's what the kick came in and did, and the big fella didn't let them down. It just doesn't happen so as often as it should when you've got two guys who are over 210 centimetres down there.
The double V, Vigo Vicentini, one of the great names in the competition, looking for his first goal in AFL football. The 20-year-old, he's right in front. Vigo Vicentini on his way in. Well done, young man. First goal in the AFL. Comes in his fourth game. And the Bombers make the margin a bit more respectable again. Sydney on 37 now. 16 gone in the last. Sydney is 16-10, 106. The Bombers, thanks to Vigo Vicentini, 10-9, 69.
He had 17 possessions and 6 tackles for the big fella. As we said, look, he hasn't had a lot of one-on-one opportunities against Grundy after the bounces, but he's shown a propensity that he can lead for the footy. He can move around quite well for his size. So, been impressed with the young fella.
Errol Goulden up to 44. I want him to raise the bat.
So it's his career best. Goes past 42. Is he reaching 50? There's still plenty of time to go in this last term.
9 minutes to go. I think we can get him there. Just yell out, Loz, and let him know.
What was it? 54 was Harry Sheasel's record that he equalled in Hobart. We were there, Berkey, last year.
Yep, we were.
And Tom Mitchell, so...
Ripping game that was.
It's a tough one. He might be able to go past, but he'll work hard. Something to keep an eye on in this match, at least. Sydney ahead by 37. The ball goes inside 50 for the Bombers, where there'll be a ball up. Bryan taps it away towards Artemis, who takes it and hand passes it to. It goes into the middle of the MCG. Firing for hand passes, Roberts to find McGrath. Hand passes it to Redmond. Skies the footy up. It sits in the air and drops at centre half forward for the Bombers. Spilling the mark is Kyle, who in the end pushes it away. Kako picks it up, hand passes it inboard. Artemis takes it and hand passes it back out. Setterfield's kick smothered by Roberts, spills into the right forward pocket. Perkins will take it, squares up the footy to Caddy. And Nate Caddy will have a set shot from directly in front of goals. He's only about 20 metres out.
They just stayed in it there, didn't they? The Setterfield, I probably could have forgiven him for having a shot, maybe, just when he's running through 50 there, but smothered. Pretty good effort there for, I think it was Campbell maybe coming up, but Perkins, you got to swoop on it when you are a half forward.
So Nate Caddy right in front. He has his third. And Caddy brings back the Sydney Swans lead to 31 points, 16-10, 106. The Swans are ahead in this final term at the MCG as they look to shore up second position on the AFL logo. Essendon 11-9, 75. 18 minutes played in the final.
Was it 32 at quarter time, roughly?
37 at quarter time.
37 at quarter time. So if they keep it at this scoreline and win the last 3 quarters, well, you know, that's something a young team can hang their hat on. It was looking like it was going to be 80, 90 plus there at one stage. They were doing it on the bit, the Swans. So well done to the Bombers for hanging in there. And well done, Caddy, 3 goals. That's 40 goals he's kicked this season, and it's not a bad effort in a team sitting last on the ladder.
Got those answers for you, by the way, about Coleman medalists who weren't picked. There's 3 of them all right in recent times. The Swans move it towards the wing. Cootie gets there first, got a hand pass away, but stolen immediately, though, by Clark for the Bombers. Kicks towards centre half forward. Wright can't mark. Spills off his hands down to Kyle. Hand passes backwards. Rampy's in real trouble here. Pressure comes from Kako. He's able to gather for the Bombers. Hand passes back to Unwin. Swept the hand pass forward to Perkins. Dodged right, then left, then shoots towards goal. Doesn't quite have enough on it. McCartan marks literally the last line of defence, standing on the goal line. Puts it out into the left back pocket to Roberts.
Must admit, I'm more invested in the wine that I'm going to have tonight than I am the Coleman medalist that missed out, Clint, but that's okay.
Oh, come on.
I love your research. Give it to me.
So they are, as the Swans move the ball down the wing and Curnow can't complete the mark. Most recently, a Tiger in 2012, Jack Revolt. Fraser Gehrig in 2005, and I still reckon, and people accuse me of being biased here, but you get that. Scotty Cummings kicked 88 goals in 1999 and didn't get in the All-Australian team as a Coleman medalist.
Wow.
Going back in again. Bryant's at the back for the Bombers, tapped it down. Scooting onto it. It's nicely done by Campbell. Kicks down the line again for the Swans. Off hands. Oh, beautifully gathered Cootie. Hand pass inboard, able to find Papley. Hand pass, look away, over the shoulder, worked beautifully. Grundy moved it into Cootie, might have been held without it. Umpire says play on. Papley tries to gather himself. Surrounded by Bombers, it's been locked in. Deep in the left forward pocket. They'll try to get it away here again, Sydney.
I remember that 2012 one. I reckon Jack kicked 6 or 7 potentially in the last round. We drew that game. And he missed out, unfortunately. Stiff, big fella.
Went with Franklin and Hawkins. Certainly Franklin. Hawkins as well, the other key forward from memory.
Fraser Gehrig kicked his 100th in a final over in Adelaide. So he kicked 100 goals and still didn't make the All-Australian team.
The big G train. Still remember every time you'd see him at a Saints game afterwards, he'd always be eating a pie when they'd cut away to him in the crowd. Spun back in again. Grundy up against Bryant. Bryant stuck out the right boot, tried to trap it down. Campbell's onto it, and Cackle will take him across the boundary line for a throw.
Very happy to be brought across the boundary line there. A text coming through saying, ask Matty Roberts about wine recommendations. He's from Langhorne Creek in South Australia, which is apparently a very impressive wine region. Maybe one of the valleys in South Australia. All tossed in. It's Grundy and Bryant in the ruck. They're both tussling. They wait for a whistle on the ruck play. Neither of them get a free kick. Heaney chasing after it, leaves it for Campbell. In the end, they both leave it behind. Cootie will be tripping Pryor there, getting him below the knee as he tried to tackle Jackson Pryor, who spears off the pass to Angus Clark, one of the ins for the Bombers this match. Returning from concussion, chips out to Setterfield, who kicks close along the boundary line, where the chest mark will be taken by Perkins. He'll go on a run here, getting away from Wicks, takes a bounce, then chips inboard. And here is Vigo Visentini, who marks. Half forward for Essendon. He shanks the kick inside forward 50. He tried to be a little too cute with it, and it's Sydney will be able to exit it here. And it's Kyle who moves it across to Rampy. Hand pass to Wicks, who gets it back in a 1-2. Hand passes it to Lloyd. He's now at centre wing for the Swans. Kicks it inboard towards Dutoli. Getting in front position was Redman, who punches it down. Cootie's there to gather it for the Swans. His hand pass had a little bit too much on it. And then Visentini, it comes off his boot and goes right into the head of Rampy. Ball spills back out. Visentini has a go at it. It goes, it's all a little bit messy at the moment. Neither team is able to gain full possession. Campbell takes it. Campbell takes it. He gets tackled, puts the kick down the wing. Lloyd just soccers it off his boot, goes past Heaney. Prize there. He stops to pick it up. He's taken to the turf and held on to by Papley. And that'll slow things down, stop things, and we'll have a ball up. At the top of attacking 50 for the Swans. It's 31 points, Sydney's advantage. 22 minutes played in the last quarter, and 24,767 are in the house.
Yep. Isaac Heaney, please come to the bench. Chad Warner, please come to the bench.
Already on the bench. Errol on the bench.
Come to the bench.
Gordon's there as well.
Get him on.
Yeah, we want the 50. Here's Setterfield, kicks towards right half forward, down the commentary wing. Right front position, can't mark. Ball by Hamlin. Wicks tracks it to the boundary. And then, cleverly enough, takes it over. You can tell how long the ball has been on this side of the field because the Seagulls have all decided, you see what's going on in front of the Shane Warne stand. There's 30, 40, maybe 50 of them out there having a wonderful time. Ball hasn't travelled that way for a good 4 or 5 minutes. Ball spun back in again. It's like the cricket if you talk about the Seagulls. Out after it was Grundy. Jordan tried to get a kick away. Knocked forward here by the Swans off the deck through Kyle. Picked up eventually by Sharp. Gave it to Harrison, then to Caldwell for the Bombers. Inside forward 50, diving out to his left. Good mark to right. Hamling has done pretty well, but in frustration just slapped the turf. And he'll go back here right for the Bombers and have a shot from 45 metres out. It's tighter than a 45-degree angle to the right.
Sometimes you can be stiff as a defender standing right next to your opponent. Just an errant kick inside 50 just favours the big fella, and you've got no chance of stopping that.
Wants his third goal for the evening here, Wrights. Won't get it with that kick. It's out to the left-hand side and through for a behind. Sydney's lead down now to 30 points. 24 minutes gone in the final term. By the way, the other results earlier today. Bulldogs and Carlton drew, so the Blues are playing finals football. St Kilda are not. It's locked in the top 10. GWS by 54 over the Eagles.
Just on Errol Goulden watches on 44 disposals, and he was yelling to get back on the field. I think he's made his way back on now as Kyle goes in after it, holding on to it. He's taken to the turf by Farrow, the umpire just waiting for crossing his arms to ball it up on the outer side of the ground.
There's another 47 metres to get his record of 1 kilometre and 47. Useless stat. Metres gained.
Perky as Grundy taps this one out of bounds on the full, so that's a free kick going the way of Essendon.
Seagulls have been sent skyward with the ball on the outer side.
Roberts chips it further forward towards Caldwell. Centre wing outer side of the ground. The Bombers keeping it at 5 straight kicks as it chips backwards to Zach Reid, centre half back for the Bombers. And we'll flare it back to Jackson Pryor, who's had plenty of the ball for the Bombers across this afternoon. Holding it at right half back.
All kicks.
All kicks.
Jackson Pryor, 15 of them, 16 of them now.
16 of them all kicks as he spots up Roberts in the centre square. He's not really sure of what to do, a little indecisive, and Kako comes on the lead. And he finds him 20 metres ahead of him. As Kako wants to put this one inside forward 50 for the Bombers, sharing it. Well, he looks to share it with Caddy, but in the end, coming back is Rampy, who taps it away. Goes to hand pass it. Merritt was trying to steal it away from him. The hand pass comes towards the goal line. It hits the right behind post. So we are throwing inside forward 50 for the Bombers. 30 points is Sydney's advantage after they did get out by as much as 44 in the second term. 26 minutes played in the final.
Gordon's back on the ground. 44 disposals to his name. We'll spun back into play again here. Out to gather is Brian. Looked at the centre field. Tackled immediately. Top of the goal square. Umpire says we'll ball it up. Just thinking again about that wonderful effort from Wicks for the tackle. Saved the goal a short time ago. Slapped away by Grundy. Only as far as Unwin. Has it for the Bombers. Just inside forward 50. That's a shocking kick. He had Caldwell completely on. Missed him and allowed Heaney to go forward and take the defensive mark. He's got it in the right back pocket for the Swans. They all had it locked up. Heaney's kick to McCartney. Dropped it. Had to go back and mop it up again, Heaney. Able to work it beyond defensive 50, and the Swans come out to McDonald at left half back. They've absolutely locked in the top 2 finish now. The top 10 is settled. There might be a little bit of shuffling for positions within it. Minor Premier, Fremantle, number 2. Double chance at home will be for Sydney. Here's Green. Didn't quite complete the mark. Bobbled away from him to Warner. Kicks the Swans towards full forward. Pooty slees it, bounce. He'll leave it. Roberts went back there. He picks it up defensively and gets it out to Farrow, who moves it on to Sharp in the left back pocket for Essendon.
Shares it back to Farrow, who's running along the Shane Warnstand side of the ground. Hand pass to Bryans. His hand pass is affected by Bice, who can tap it down. Picked up by Blakey, whose kick is smothered. It comes back to Redmond. And with the footy, Redmond will kick out to centre wing outer side of the ground looking for Caddy. He's opposite number 30. McCartan is there. Hand passes it to Campbell. In the hands of the Swans. He hand passes it to Goulden. Flicks it across to Lloyd. As Goulden has possession number 45. Lloyd then shares it with Weeks by hands. Gets it back. Kicks right into the centre of the MCG. He can find Green, who hand passes it back to Blakey. Just shoves this one on his foot. Inside forward 50. It'll go towards Sarong, who's tackle taken to the turf. McGrath lays an impressive tackle as well. Ball spills out to Toll. He'll have a shot at goal. And he misses. It goes straight to Richards, who lands on the last... Roberts, rather, who lands on the last line of defence for the Bombers.
He's there like a wicket keeper. Just caught the ball. Just coming back in the midst. Jay Wicks kick. He's not... that'll be 50 as well. That's silly for Brian. So... Lloyd's taken the mark, 51 out from goal. The mark's completed and Pryor's just bundled into him, knocked him to ground. And therefore we go from what was possibly a goal, to what will now be certainly a goal. Jake Lloyd will be kicking his second. He'll be able to throw it over from the top of the goal square.
Yeah, just not what you need at the end of the game, was it? Ill discipline.
Jake Lloyd, as the siren sounds for full time, he kicks his second and gives Sydney a 16. The Swans a 17. The Swans win comprehensively over the Bombers. Sydney lock in second spot with a 36-point win. 17-10, 112 to the Bombers. 11-10, 76.
Swans will go in and win overall, while our loyal Swans are marching onwards to victory.
It was Sydney that started red hot at the start of the match and pushed out to a 37-point lead at quarter time, kicking 9 goals to 3 in the opening term. In the second quarter, Essendon was able to start pegging things back a little and bringing the game to their advantage. It was 24 points the margin at half-time, 26 points at three-quarter time, and it was a final margin of 36 points to the way of the Sydney Swans in front of 24,767 fans. Sydney Swans lock up second position.
Honour the name by day and by night. Lift that noble banner high. Shake down the thunder from the sky. Whether the odds be great or small, Swans will go in and win overall. While our loyal Swans are marching onwards to victory.
The Swans winners by 36 points. A large crowd of Sydney Swans fans, South Melbourne fans have come in this afternoon to watch Sydney at the G, just their second outing at this venue across the season and their fifth in Melbourne. So a chance for those South Melbourne supporters to come out today and support their team as they attack finals from second position, which is very good news for those fans here, even though there'll obviously be games set in at the SCG. But a good chance for the Swans to stay at home as they start their finals campaign. The goal kickers for the match for Sydney, Charlie Curnow has 4, Heaney with 3, Warner with 3, McDonald with 2. So did Jake Lloyd after kicking the last goal of the match. And then singles to Dottoli, Cootie, Sarong. And then for Essendon, 3 goals to Nate Caddy. Peter Wright had 2 singles to Unwin, Day Wicks, Perkins, Pryor, Byzantini and Setterfield. But Sydney Swans winners by 36 points. Errol Goulding didn't quite crack the 50 disposal mark. He pushed it to 47 in the end, which is a career high for him. It surpasses his 42 disposals, which was a previous career high for Errol Goulding. Sydney Swans winners by 36 points. Nathan Burke and Brett Delidio. The game went, I guess, as we expected, with a little bit of fight from Essendon.
Yeah, it was, and they did well to not have that be an absolute blowout, particularly after that first quarter where everything looked ominous, didn't it? We thought the Swans, by how far, their ability to choke the game up a little bit, and I suppose, they lacked a little bit of polish at times, the Swans. Not everything went their way. They certainly weren't able to, just have their way with the Bombers. So you've got to give them a little bit of credit there, the Bombers. They a bunch of kids, and they tried. They continued to try and run out the game. It didn't, after that first quarter, didn't really blow out at any stage. So you've got to find the positives, I suppose, Berkey. As we said at the start of the game, that we want to try and find the positives. That's what I think Essendon, you could walk away as an Essendon supporter and see a few little green shoots there and say, well, I know we didn't get the win, but there's certainly some things to look forward to in the future.
It tested me at times.
Oh, no doubt.
Tested my positivity, but I hung in there and...
You found your way through the sleep?
I got my way through, yeah. I can actually see what's going on now, which is good. It stopped.
Might have been foggy glasses that you had on, Bergie.
Might have been. 37 down at quarter time, losing by 36, a goal on the siren. So, that's something. Yeah, they could have capitulated and this could have blown out and been really, really ugly when they kicked 9 goals in that first quarter. But they hung in there, they scrapped. And the games that I've watched Essendon play over the last sort of 12, 24 months, I haven't necessarily seen that scrap ability. They've been too interested in running around getting possessions themselves rather than actually put pressure on the opposition and, cover off a receiver and run and chase and tackle. And I saw that today. And, that's probably a bit of a Dean Solomon stamp. I don't know the man well, but I'm tipping that part of his coaching ethos is you have to work hard defensively. You've got to fight and scrap. And I saw that from Essendon today. They just weren't as talented as the Sydney Swans, who are sitting second on the ladder. So naturally, when they're 18 versus 2, one team's going to be more talented than the other one. 36-point loss, but I liked the endeavour that I saw today from for the Bombers. I think Nate Caddy is going to be a star. He needs someone down there to help him out. I don't think it's Peter Wright, to be totally honest. If I'm going to be harsh, and if I'm the Essendon list manager, he's number one on my shopping list. I'm saying, who wants him? He's not going to be your key forward that's going to take this team into finals and win finals, but someone...
Who's going to stand next to Nate Caddy?
Yeah, I'll get someone else.
Oh, you're going to get another big key forward who's just going to come to the side of the bottom of the ladder. Say, no worries, I'll leave my side and I'll come here.
Now, somebody... You've got. I'd get another young guy. Is there another young guy floating around? Go and get a Cal Shadir or something like that. Young guys with an upside. It might take 2-3 years to come on, but Peter Wright is not going to get better, and he's not going to get you into the finals. So, Fremantle pick up Mason Cox, and he plays a role in that team. Peter Wright can do that for a team that is vying in the finals. So a Cal Shadir or a Sharman from the Saints or somebody who's not getting a lot of money, pay him overs, get him to your club and say, hey, you're going to be alongside Nate Caddy, our two twin towers. Then you've got to also get a big fella like a Tom Barrass who's going to come and roll that back line.
They paid for Ben Mackay a couple of years ago. I disagree with that, Berkey, but I think
Ben Mackay's another one. He's number 2 on my shopping list.
But I think to go and get rid of someone who's 200, to replace him with a 191, 193 young player, I just think Nate Caddy needs someone else there who can take that big key defender and not have him just wrestling with the big guys all the time. He's still got to learn his craft, and it's the same reason why Richmond have gone and reinvested in Tommy Lynch for another year, because all their forwards, they're just young pups and they're still learning their craft. So
it might be a Tommy Lynch type, but it's not Peter Wright. Sorry, and it's not Ben Mackay. Both of them gone.
Peter Wright's contracted until the end of next year. You'll be happy to know. So he signed a 4-year contract a few years ago.
He's not playing in the next Essendon finals team.
I don't think many of these boys are at this point in time. That's wishful thinking, but what you've got to look for is just how you then next develop, your Nate Caddies. I thought Dyson Sharp was really good today. Yeah. Vigo Vizentini, I thought that's his second good game in a week. I thought he was really good against the Cats last week. Those guys, Reece Humlin showed a little bit today. I thought Dave Wicks gives you plenty of effort. I think those guys, Kako was busy but didn't really hit the scoreboard at all today. But I think Sharp's the one in the midfield. They've got young Sullivan Roby, who's another one who's to come back into that midfield mix. You just got to continue to try and get games into them, don't you?
I've been impressed by Dave Wicks. I think we watched his debut last year.
Yep.
And he was doing these career saver boots, and he's come a long way since then.
He had foot problems, and therefore he had to go into those career savers, which... Yeah, much to his disgust, I know that he didn't like him. I know the lad pretty well. But, he'll continue to work, and he wants to be, that defensive half forward who can really, apply pressure and whatever else. But got some aerial ability as well and could kick a goal.
The Sydney Swans are winners by 36 points against the Bombers, who did fight to stay in the game. But it is Sydney 17-10-112 defeating Essendon 11-10-76. It means they've locked up home finals in second position on the AFL table with one round still to come. They're making their way into the MCG dressing rooms, and we can join them with Marnie Vinyl.
Sorry, I almost just dropped the mic there for a second. As you can imagine, vibes are pretty high, but I think it's a expected win, so maybe not as high as some other rooms of late, but there's a lot of happy faces in here. And there is Ed Kerno, who owns a wine brand, I'm pretty sure, so I'll have to ask him what he thinks goes well with a curry.
There you go. A little bit of inside information there from you, Marnie.
Yeah, they're just walking to the circle now.
does sound a little quiet in there. Are there a few supporters that have come down?
There's quite a few, and there's a few, I can see some content creators down here, so, they like to get amongst it, but yeah, vibes are definitely high.
Sydney Swans players are coming together to celebrate their 17th win of the season. Here they are singing their song. There we go. Sound pretty run-of-the-mill there from the Swans, as you'd expect probably with this 36-point win. Phil from Victoria has got a question on 0437 774 774. I've heard the talk around Freo Blues Hawks, but not as much noise around the Swannies. So where do you place them now as they finish second? They've got their home finals, but there still does seem to be that little bit of a doubt around them and what they can achieve in finals. I think Mick Malthouse isn't completely on them. He was saying that yesterday. It just feels they're a goal away.
A goal away?
Yep.
Yeah, I see. Offensive wasn't my concern with them. I think it's more the defensive side of their game that's the one that would be a concern for mine. I think, if they can get the game on their terms, absolutely. I mean, they've got to be able to open it up. But we saw even today that, there's the odd decision that just makes little errors here and there. And the pressure was okay today, I thought. But and I get it when you're playing, you're second on the ladder versus the bottom side, that you can take the foot off the throat a little bit. But yeah, I think I'm not fully convinced that they're a premiership side yet, but they'll give it a damn good shake if they play, they get 2 home finals at the SCG.
So not my worry is with the Swans, when they're allowed to run and handball and free flow like they were in that first quarter, they're good. When you're not allowed to do that, the plan B isn't certainly nowhere near as potent as plan A. And finals... We're going downstairs?
We are going downstairs, Berkey. I'm going to halt you where you are. We can head down into the rooms with Marnie Vinyl.
It's going to be a good
I'm down here with Chad Warner. That was a pretty comfortable 36 margin win in the end, but they had you under pressure in parts, and you're shaking your head at me as I said comfortable. How did it feel for you?
Yeah, like you said, kind of looks like maybe the score 6 goals ahead didn't really reflect, I guess, how we played. You always got to come away with a great win, though, and I think we just let ourselves down a lot with our skills and the basics. I think at times we maybe overdid it a little bit with the hands, and we're also fumbling it a lot, so that's what cost us in the end.
Does it feel, I don't want to talk too ill of Essendon, but they are bottom of the ladder. Does it feel sometimes that the skills can lapse when you do come against lower ranked oppositions?
Yeah, maybe. I think one thing you always want to do is treat every team the same, and I feel like maybe it was the bigger ground or whatever, I don't know, why our skills are off a bit. But the reality is we've done that a few times during this season too. So I think it's a good one to kind of just wipe away, take the win, and look at how we can do a little bit better as well.
You mentioned the bigger ground. We're only a couple of weeks from finals, which is very exciting. We do know the Swans' history at the MCG in finals recently. Do you like that you get to run around on the MCG being so close to September?
Yeah, definitely. It's great to, 2 weeks out from finals. Great to get a run there. We don't usually come here down here often. But I think the way we play really suits this ground as well. So I think we just need to work out how to make the most of it, really.
I don't know how much you could actually take in the crowd, but I think that in parts there was more red and white than there were black and red today. Could you feel them?
Yeah, definitely. We always have such good supporter base down here. The cheer squad at I don't know which end it is, one of the ends. And then all around the stadium, I reckon they did really well today to show out and give us a good crowd.
We'll head up to the box, see if they have any questions for you.
Chad, Nathan Burke here, mate. Congratulations on the win today. So you got North Melbourne next week at the SCG, and then you'll get a week off. If Coxie comes to you and says, hey, look, we might sort of rest you up, or any other players, what would be your ideal preparation going into the finals?
Yeah, it's really hard because we have a week off after the North game, so I probably wouldn't want to have 2 weeks off of no footy. So I reckon I'd want to be at least my prep playing next week and then really relishing the finals bye.
Yeah, I think you're probably spot on there. Getting the footy and running with it. So today, you're a standout at doing that and actually sprinting as fast as you possibly can. It's funny how players, when they get the footy, very few of them actually run as fast as they possibly can. Is that just a conscious decision that you say, you know what, I've got a strength here, I'm going to use it, or is it just a case of getting the footy and off you go?
Yeah, I think it is a lot of focus, but I think a lot of instinctual as well. It's something, I guess, my whole career I've really worked on, put a lot of effort into, especially in the off season. I do a lot of sprint work with the coach, and I think it just gives you a lot of confidence, as you said, to if you see a hole or if you see a gap, just to have a go at it. And that's the great thing about the coaches and players here. Even if I get done a couple of times, they still want me to keep having a go.
Chad, Brett Lidio here, mate. It's the first time I've chatted with you since you mucked up that handball, mate, on the Sunday footy show and gifted me a set of golf clubs and a brand new bed, mate. So thank you. I really appreciate that, mate. I love that burst out of the middle of the ground and that little, what you call a good pitching wedge, mate, to Isaac Heaney. Talk us through that.
Yeah, that again, didn't really have much thought going through my head, to be honest. I just ran and then I kind of saw him at the corner of my eye, and then I'd like to hit that outside of the boot one, and I was probably lucky I didn't put him in hospital in the end, to be honest. I put it straight at the chimney.
Mate, is there any bloke on your team that screams for it harder than Errol Goulden?
No, there's not. I don't know how many he had tonight. It was a fair few. But
47.
Yeah, jeez. I wouldn't mind having that one day. But he just works so hard, though, for the ball. And the way he's able to put kind of his opposition to the sword, we love how he gets back and he's able to start up our chains and then get it to us boys up forward.
Chad Warner with us on ABC Sport following the Swans' 36-point win. Chad, you've got a good record against the Bombers. You've had 25-plus disposals the past 6 times you've played Essendon. Today, you ended up having 23 but 3 goals. That counts as more, doesn't it, from your perspective?
Yeah. I'm not really much of a total disposals type guy. I kind of, just want to see how much impact I can have with them. Like we were talking about before, using my legs, taking it forward, or hit the scoreboard.
And so you do have that round coming up where you'll have the week off. Do you start looking ahead to what your preparation will be like during that time to ensure you're in the best nick ahead of the finals? Yeah, definitely. I think we'll probably really dive into North Melbourne, make sure we put our best foot forward for that. And then I reckon after that game, it'll be probably take a few days off because we deserve it. It's been a long year. I'm pretty cooked, to be honest. So I think have a few days off, and then I think maybe the Wednesday or the Thursday we're back in the club. So really lock in there and see what it looks like heading into finals.
Chad, one from me, Clint Wilden. Congratulations on the win. Well done on a couple of those magic bursts of speed as well. It was great to watch. I'd just like to get an insight. We know he's been linked with the Bombers. We know he's a Bombers great as well. But Mark McVeigh, what's he like as an assistant coach? What makes him stand out? I think he's just a great with relationships. He's obviously the backline coach, and obviously I haven't really spent much time in the backline in my career, but he gives so much time to everyone, and I know from their perspective, from the defenders' perspective, they can never speak highly enough of him. He's so personable, and I mean, if he does get the job, it'll be a nice little raise, and I'm sure the Essendon boys will love him. Chad, we really appreciate you taking the time to chat to us following the win on ABC Sport. Well done on securing second spot, and good luck for the rest of the season. Thank you. Cheers, guys. So Chad Warner with us following the Swans' 36-point win in front of 24,767 people. Berkey, I think we interrupted you midway as you were making a point about the Swans.
Yeah, a little bit rude, but
it's good to speak to Chad.
No, seems like a good young fella. He is. Very good, just a lad. Now, my point is, in finals, the pressure goes up good 10, 20%. And you know that. And the ability to find space to execute really perfect handballs to players running flat out 100 miles an hour, it becomes tough. And I'm not quite convinced that their game style, their best game style when they're playing well, holds up under the heat and pressure of finals. But we'll find out. Interesting listening just to Chad Warner there when you mentioned the Isaac Heaney pass. He goes, I didn't really think much about it.
that's kind of the way he plays, isn't
It's
it?
on
When he's not thinking,
Yep.
he plays better on instinct.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
And that's what you love about him. And he probably even answers our questions on instinct too. He doesn't think too much about the ramifications. He's like, oh, look, we've earned it a bit, and I'm cooked at the moment, so I wouldn't mind a little spell, which is, it's refreshing to hear because it's where you are as an ex-player. It's where you are at this point in time of the year. It is a long year from, working from end of November, early December, all the way through until now. It takes its toll on you, especially with the high-paced, frenetic game that the Swans do play. They expect a lot of their boys. So, it is refreshing to hear. If I got a minute later, I'll talk you through how he absolutely butchered that competition that we played in and gifted me some very nice prizes.
Oh, tell us now, Lids.
Oh, you want to? Yeah. Well, it was going into that game. I'd led from start to finish. Yeah.
This is the handball competition.
The handball competition, and I sitting there every week. I'm checking to see where I was. Running to Nathan Brown here at the MCG. How am I going? Am I still at the top? And got down to the last. We need you to come back to win your prize because we expect Chad will be on to go against you, but you probably have a big night the night before, so you should be sweet. He levels my score. Would you believe it? Hadn't been beaten all year. He levels it. So then it come down to a handball off. Chad with this big spinning wheel hit a 5. So all I had to do was get inside that, which is very easy to do, and I walked away with a new set of clubs and a brand new bed.
Thank you, Chad.
Thank you, Chad. So I owe him probably a beer or two.
Yep.
Outstanding.
Were you ever on loose handball?
Yes, I was. That's when Lou was still around.
Yep.
Yeah, a long, long time ago.
Yeah.
How'd you go?
I don't know, to be honest. I know you used to come away with a Patoki ham and Patra orange juice and all that sort of stuff. It was quite a haul you used to go away with, but most of it didn't fit. Like they give you a size 8.
Oh, so it was bad
like
luck.
that.
You just had to take it, and that's...
Took what you got, and if you could be bothered taking them back to the shop or anything, I just hunt around and find out who had that sort of size gear and hand it all out and be Father
Sounds
Christmas.
like a you thing to do. On the Swans, you mentioned Nick Blackie throughout the call. Is this just one of those games he probably wants to forget a little bit? I mean, he had 29 disposals. His kicking efficiency is 82% according to champion data, but maybe decision-making not at 82%.
Well, 5 of those were kick-ins of that 29, I reckon. So he's inflated the numbers a little bit. But a lot of, the kicking, he probably wasn't too bad by foot. It was when he got caught with the ball and he had the handball that he was... all at sea. He dished off quite a few that just went to ground or he ran back into trouble. It just wasn't a day that I thought that where he was at his absolute best. But when you're still getting it 29 times and you haven't had a great day, you walk away reasonably comfortable. You sleep all right that night, I think.
Charlie Curnow started this game with 62 goals, kicks 4, so he moves to 66, which puts him ahead of Jai Amos with 8 goals, an 8-goal advantage over Jai Amos going into the final game of the season. Goal further back behind them is Ben King, but you'd think it would take something ridiculous for Curnow.
Who the
not
Dockers
to win
got?
his third.
Last
Carlton?
game. They got Carlton. Yeah. They've been defending okay, haven't they, the Blues? And, Charlie's coming up against the Roos, who haven't been defending that well. So
you would think he's going to keep 2 goals would be enough.
Yes.
Ben King's got the Saints, so Silvani's been good. He's been a good recruit, so can't see him kicking a bag.
So you mentioned there North Melbourne next week for Sydney. They've had Essendon today. They beat Port Adelaide by 97 points last week. St Kilda the week before by 19. Is that the run into the finals that you want? Are you a believer in having the tough games? I know Chris Scott was kind of throwing it up in his press conference last week about which way you want it. There's the chance to, I know the AFL doesn't want you to manage players, but that does come into thinking when you've got some lower ranked teams and, top 10's locked in.
I think you just want to win. You want to win and play decent football. I don't know whether they got what they wanted out of the MCG today.
Yeah.
Chad was sort of saying, hey, we played well, but I reckon after quarter time, losing by a point the other 3 quarters, if they had any form of hangover, even though he said, hey, our game plan suits this ground, we're yet to see it. So I don't know whether they got that hoodoo completely eradicated from their memory.
Do you think they were trying anything out there today, knowing they were on the MCG? And there were a few errors that stemmed from that.
Maybe they were trying to turn it over to see how well they defended. I'm not sure. It was an interesting game, wasn't it? Like it was Well, the first quarter was amazing. Like, they just blitzed them.
First 4 inside 50s, they kicked 4 goals. Curnow has 3 goals before most patrons have sat down with their pie and their chips.
Yeah, well, exactly right. And that's where, like, we were sitting there thinking, well, at least we're going to get to talk a lot, aren't we? Because they're kicking a lot of goals, a lot of time to fill. But it was, it's almost, I think Berkey hit the nail on the head. When you've got so much time at times, you can, you don't choose the first option where it's coming at you quick, bang, flick it off. And that's the way they play, on instinct, like Chad was talking about as well. But, yeah, it was just a scrappy old game for the last 3 quarters. And, we got a few highlights in there, which was great, but not really one that I think that Dean Cox will go back and scour over.
By the way, I did the form lines for the top 6 this morning for the forum, which is worth just repeating. We talk about how Sydney stack up. Since round 13, so your form as you head into finals, the Swans have only played 2 other top 6 sides. They've lost both of them, Brisbane and Fremantle, but both of those games away from home. And we know how well they play the SCG, and that's an enormous advantage for them.
Yep.
If they can win, you would expect qualifying final, in prelim final, then the question again comes, just like for Fremantle, can you win here on grand final day? Of all the other clubs, Brisbane has by far and away the best record against other top 6 clubs since round 13. They've played 3 games and won all 3 of them, beating Sydney, Geelong away from home, get bonus points for that, and Hawthorn. Freo has a 2-1 record against the other top 6 sides. They've beaten Geelong and Sydney both at home, but lost to Melbourne here. And the Demons also have a 2-1 record against other top 6 sides. Beat Hawthorn away, beat Fremantle at home, and lost to Geelong at home. The Cats, by the way, a 1-2 record, lost to Freo away, lost to Brisbane at home, beat Melbourne at the MCG, and Hawthorn, the other club that I haven't mentioned, 0-2-1 record, lost to Melbourne at York Park, lost to Brisbane away, and drew, of course, with Collingwood here at home.
So that's, I guess, where the engagement is for next week, given this wild card round. The top 10 probably hasn't panned out how the AFL would have liked, Clint.
Well, I was sold on more games of consequence. That's what I was sold on. I've heard plenty of people use that term. Unfortunately, if we are going to have games of consequence in the last round of the season, there's just the bit that is most frustrating is Thursday night is a complete wash. St Kilda versus Gold Coast.
And don't say that.
No, it is. It is. There's no point kidding
Tune in
ourselves
still.
about it.
We'll still make it fun.
Oh, we're going to have a great time. We'll be at the MCG, which is always a wonderful place to be. There'll be stuff going on.
Is it the G? I thought it was at the
Oh,
Docklands.
sorry, it's at the Docklands.
You might be on your Pat Malone there.
Okay. Well, we're at the Docklands, which is
Even better.
a place to be.
Seats are that comfy there.
Yeah, okay. I'm trying to build. I can't. I've got nothing. I'm going to go back to my original point. Thursday is a complete wash, so I'm glad we waited so long to get the last 2 rounds of the season through. But the one game I would argue, if something really matters, the game that now matters is who finishes in 6th. Geelong, 56 points, percentage of 120.2. Adelaide in 7th, 56 points, 115.1. So that's what it comes down to. Who has to play wild card first week? Who gets that break? The reason why it is ridiculous the way the final round works out, they're the 2 games that really, they mean something. They're both on Saturday night at the same time.
Oh, awesome.
So Geelong will take on Richmond. That is down at Geelong.
Yes.
That's a 7:45 start. Adelaide will play the GWS Giants in Adelaide at 8:10. So the 2 games that actually have bearing, have consequence, will be cannibalising each other at the same time in the final game of the season. I will cop the very last game will mean something for Hawthorn. Yep. They'll know what's ahead of them. I accept that, but they're also playing West Coast, so for whatever that's worth. But I just can't believe, and I have some sympathy for Josh Bowler, who as doing the fixtures, you can never get it right. But we waited all this time, and we still haven't got it right.
Waited the extra couple of weeks too.
Yep. And we've still got the 2 games that actually really matter to decide who is in wildcard, because the top 10 is set, and who gets into the 6 and doesn't have to worry about wildcard weekend. They're on at the same time.
Split screen.
Yeah. my point is the wildcard teams, they're shot.
Yeah.
They got no chance.
Can't win it from...
You can't win it from wildcards, because you win that, but then you've got to win like another 4 games.
So I want to ask you this question
teams
as well. Collingwood have got Brisbane here. This is at the MCG, which could have been a tremendous game of football. But really, if you're Collingwood, you tell the AFL to go jump. Because it doesn't matter where they are now.
Yep.
You rest everybody that you can possibly rest, because if you want to push into finals and go through, you're not getting a break before the finals anymore, and you're coming up against sides that are. You have to give those players, if there's a slight doubt, you have to give them a rest.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm not sure what the AFL, what penalties they've got in mind. If they come to you and say, hey, why is
How do you
Jordan
prove
Gowrie
it?
and Scott Pendlebury not playing in this game?
Well, they didn't go to Perth, did they? Yeah, a couple of weeks ago, and they still managed to get the job done over there against the Eagles.
Mm. And it's against Brisbane, who, like, again, you're fighting an uphill battle there anyway.
Yep.
But that's that thing where I accept, and this is where sometimes I'm sceptical with Geelong. I think there needs to be, like it or not, I don't like it, but like it or not, we, as a code, have gambling connections. So there needs to be a level of transparency because of that. And that's for the whole reason the injury lists exist. If you are transparent as a football club and on Monday you come out and you go, we are resting, everyone be told, we are resting a significant number of players here. Be aware. And you are transparent about it. And then that way there can be no issues that people are doing dodgy stuff. What right does the actual code have to say you can't do this in the best interests of your football club?
Why do it Monday? If they're playing Saturday, do it Thursday night.
Well, you can do it, but the reason...
That's my team. That's when we announce our team. If you want to bet, wait until Friday morning.
Well, I agree with that personally, but I'm just taking the argument about transparency so that you cannot be criticised if on Monday the club sends out a press release. Like, there can be no criticism about influencing markets or people wondering about situations. Like, you just take all that out of it, and you can't have it either. I'm still with you, and I go back to these 2 points before you text in. I don't like that we're so heavily connected. I also think you should be able to wait to Thursday and do whatever you like. But if you're the football club and you go, well, how can you ping us now? We've been utterly transparent about what we're doing because we're doing it in the best interests of our footy club.
We brought in a buy to stop teams from doing just that.
Yep.
And you've taken away the buy for 4 teams.
Yep.
So they're going to create their own buy. It's natural.
Yeah. Is it about betting, you think, more so, or attendance?
100% it's about betting.
Yeah.
And that's what people make this point, and this takes the most modicum of research. When people go, well, why do we need injury lists? And look, go back through what the NFL have done after there have been a number of questions about football clubs and people within those football clubs not even deliberately handing over information to betting companies and serious gamblers, which then brings that whole organisation into doubt. And in the last 2 years, the Falcons were fined $150,000, and I think it was the Ravens were fined over $100,000 for simply saying he's available to play, and the NFL said, no, he's with your scouting group. He's not available to play. Whack. And it's all about everything must be above board for transparency. Now, I know Geelong played the we're worried about players' private information. I'm sorry, but if you're in this competition and you are dealing with that, then you at least have an expectation and understanding. And if you don't think these things happen, can I remind everyone about what happened with Shane Warne and what happened with Mark Waugh, who were simply handing weather details and picks conditions to people involved in gambling, because that's where they latch onto you to start with. And if all that is above board, then gambling people can't do it. If you don't like this, by the way, don't bother texting in, because I don't like it either, but it exists, and let's not pretend it doesn't.
All right.
If you don't want to text, just slide into his DMs on Instagram and find Clint Wheeldon. No, I'm joking.
People do that as well. I'm always up for people telling me, blah, blah, blah. Okay, great, that's good. But, I'd like to live in your world.
Yep.
Unfortunately, the rest of us live in the real one.
Yeah. And there's reasons for everything. So Sydney here, winners by 36 points against Essendon. We should get the ABC Footballer of the Year votes, because I want to listen to a little bit of Josh Fraser after Carlton drew with the Western Bulldogs to lock in a wildcard spot. So let's get the...
Oh, you're giving them to me?
He's got the votes.
Oh, jeepers. Righto.
Berkey only does votes when Richmond's playing.
Does he?
It's tradition.
Why is that?
Hey, guess where I'm going next Saturday night?
Oh, you're coming to Geelong.
I am.
I'll see you there.
Beauty.
Got to go to consequence.
I'm going there because the AFLW team are playing a double-header beforehand. And I thought, hang around and watch.
So we're going to be spending a lot of time together next Saturday.
Yep.
Put a trailer on, pack all that positivity that you've had today, put it in the back of that, and take it down to G-Town. One vote. I've
been
gone
more Richmond
for
games than you played for them.
Pardon? You have
more Richmond games this year than you played for them.
Well, that's a tough watch this year. I went to one down here at the MCG, and it was a tough watch. I wanted to leave. The kids wanted to stay. One vote, Brodie Grundy. I thought he was terrific. He set them up. 25 disposals himself. Took a bounce, well, I know to your discuss, Berkey, but laced him out. 12 score involvements. That's huge for a ruckman. 2 votes, Isaac Heaney. I love this bloke. I think he's in my top 3 players in the AFL. 29 disposals. 18 of those contested. Could arguably put him in for 3 if one bloke hadn't have got so much of the footy. 11 score involvements, 3 goals too. And 3 votes today over 1,000 metres game, which I love. That this bloke continues to turn up. 47 disposals, 12 of those contested. 8 clearances as well. 9 score involvements. Errol Goulden.
So there we go. Errol Goulden, unsurprisingly, with 3 votes in the ABC Footballer of the Year votes by Lids. Isaac Heaney with 2 and 1 to Brodie Grundy, as Sydney were winners at the MCG by 36 points. Earlier today, the Giants defeated the Eagles by 54 points, which meant that, along with St Kilda, they were in with a chance of playing wildcard finals, depending on the results of the Western Bulldogs and Carlton. It ended up being a draw, the second draw of the weekend, which means that Carlton is locked in now to a wildcard position, which is quite incredible considering where they started off the season under Michael Voss, 1-8 until Josh Fraser ended up taking over. He's brought them into the finals, the wildcard position. We can have a listen to him when he spoke to the media post the match a little earlier on today at Docklands.
3 months ago, if someone had told you you'd play finals footy in 2026?
Yeah, well, 3 months ago, I wasn't forecasting 3 months ahead, that's for sure. I just spoke to the group there, and I'm really proud of the work that they've put in, and it's been a collective. It's the 23 that represent the club today, but it's the entire playing list and their willingness and want to grow and improve certain parts of our game and drive standards. It's been a incredible 14 weeks or 13 weeks at this point, but tonight gave us more feedback, like there's a lot more work in front of us, but yeah, I think the players deserve an enormous amount of credit for the resilience they've shown and the appetite to want to keep getting better.
Take us through that last, 2 or 3 minutes and the decision to play for the draw rather than chase the win.
Yeah, well, the draw was enough. We've trained some scenarios a fair bit. I mean, most sessions we're training scenarios, and then just the awareness that a draw was going to be enough for us. Again, for the players to be able to click into a mode of playing a certain way for that couple of minutes and execute that, I think they did a great job. I didn't love our game tonight. I thought so much credit should go to the Bulldogs, the way they played and the way they challenged us. I thought they were amazing, really. And it forced us to play a different way, and we looked a bit clunky at different times, and fundamentals weren't as clean as maybe what they've been. So there's some feedback out of the game for us in terms of areas to keep getting better, but just did enough at the right times just to find a way to get a draw and earn 2 points and put ourselves in a wild card. But maybe that speaks to a bit of growth in the group as well. But it wasn't pretty.
So there's Josh Fraser talking about the draw and just being happy to settle for that draw, knowing the 2 points does exactly what they need to do, keeping the Saints and Giants away from jumping into the top 10. It's amazing given, where Josh Fraser started from. They're now 11-1-10 on the season. They make it through and they're in 10th position at the moment. The Western Bulldogs are sitting in 9th and can rise up as high as 8th, really, depending on how results go next week. Berkey, just on Josh Fraser and what he's achieved this season. I feel like every week we sit there and admire the way he goes about it and probably his demeanour as well. But for what he's been able to achieve, he's backed it up week in, week out with results.
Absolutely, and he's ruined it for every other interim coach who's going to step in from now on, because we've seen what he's done, and we compare him to Solomon and go, hang on, look what you've done and look what he's done. Nowhere near it, but it's a freakish thing. It's an absolutely freakish thing that he's done, and you just look at the way that they're playing, their ball movement from back half to front half, and statistically wise, it's the best in the league. And that's one of the hard things to actually change, the way a team actually plays the game. But he's turned them into the best team in the league, taking the ball from one end of the ground to the other. Same personnel. It's you got to hand it to him. He's done an amazing job.
But I always think of what you used to say when Michael Voss was still coaching, that you can look at the positives and say, well, they were 25 points up at three-quarter time. So there was a lot to work with there for him.
There was. It wasn't a complete and utter mess. Vossi's team just couldn't finish off the games. They'd get themselves into really, really good positions, and I'm not sure how many of those first few games that they were in front at three-quarter time and then choke. So that just shows that it was a mental thing, that Vossi couldn't get the mental side right with this team. So Josh hasn't come in and given them more skill or made them fitter and stronger. He just got between the ears right.
Yeah. This is a tough question in a word. Who's coaching Essendon? Who would you put in? Mark McVeigh, James Hird, Murray Davis, Jamie Graham?
Look, I don't know any of them personally, and it's hard because I'm picking a coach. You'd think that they all know how to play the game, and they've all got an idea of what game style actually works in modern day football. You think, okay, that's tick. They're all experienced assistant coaches. But it's what I liked, what Chad Warner said about McVeigh is that he builds relationships. You've got to have somebody who can build relationships, because the old thing of playing for the coach and not in spite of the coach is still the most important thing in football.
And they got a long road back, these Bombers, going down by 36 points to the Swans here at the MCG in the final match of round 23. The Western Bulldogs and Carlton played out in a draw at Docklands, and the Giants defeated West Coast by 54 points a little earlier on in the day. A big thanks to Clint Wheeldon calling alongside me.
Thank you.
To Money Vinyl sitting down in the sleet on the boundary for us, to Brett Delidio, to Nathan Burker, ABC Sport experts, Mitch, who was in the studio for us, and Leo Keefe at the back of the box, making sure everything sounds excellent across this afternoon. A big thank you as well to our listeners listening across the country to round 23 action on ABC Sport. It's here at the MCG in the final game of this round. 17-10-112. The Swans lock up second position on the table, defeating Essendon 11-10-76. Of course, Fremantle have got top position all locked up as well. We will have round 24, the wild card, and all the finals across September available to you all here on ABC Sport. Thanks for your company tonight.